And welcome back to episode 600 of the Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, a podcast by crew for crew. I'm one of your hosts, Big Keith, joined as always here by Big Joey.
Did you almost call yourself Big Joey?
I sure did. Like if now if someone listened to that on like 1.5 speed, they wouldn't have caught it. But we don't let people get away with stuff on this podcast. I call Joey out for damn near everything.
It was your eye twitch. It had nothing to do with the pause. It was I'm your host, Big, and then I saw the eye twitch.
My name? Like, yeah, that is a thing. And we're joined here with fellow crew, Big Jon. How you doing, Big Jon?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, welcome. Just get some general topics we always run through. Anybody drinking anything fancy?
Cough syrup.
Yeah, I've just got some electrolytes. I got a liquid IV, just trying to catch up on hydration that I was bad at this week, which is not good.
I just finished my workout, so it's just a protein shake.
Nice. Anything? I got the unpaid and underrated shirt on this week. Joey's got something. What you got on?
It's actually one of my favorite shirts that I own multiple of.
Oh yeah. Then I'm not an influencer or something.
I may be a piece of shit, but at least I'm not a social media influencer. Yeah.
There you go. Good deal.
I don't have the shirt on, but I got a banner right behind me, and I also have the bench shirt on that I was going to put on. Yeah, one of the old school bench heavies.
Oh yeah,
but it wasn't a bench day, so I didn't put it on. So
you are one. So like, I think maybe I used to be really adamant about like, oh, I can't wear my squat shirt unless I'm squatting. I can't wear my deadlift. I mean, and I still will specifically try. I mean, sometimes if I grab it, but like, I don't care, man. I'll wear my bench and 315 shirt and go. Squirt. Yeah, I'm gonna squirt all over the place, and then I'll go like squat or something. But yeah, I do try to coordinate, but I'm not as. I think with strongman now, I just don't care as much. Like with everything in life, I just don't. I'm not as obsessive about stuff in the gym as I used to be.
Scant says it's muscle confusion.
Yeah,
the squat shirt to press or the bench shirt to squat.
Speaking of scants, I got a comp coming up this weekend. I'm doing my strongman show. Big Dan Eagers hosting Salt City Classic #2 in Syracuse. There's going to be tune in next week. We'll do a little bit more of a recap, but there's going to be like 8 or 9 crew there, I think, between competing, hosting, volunteering. So I think it's at least 7, I think. So there'll be a full house of crew there, which should be really cool. But anyway, scants. I listened to their the Waffle Iron podcast, the Half Baked Thoughts. Big Jon was the episode guest this week, and I feel like every other episode they talk about but like in a positive manner, like if he just believed in himself, he'd squat 5 plates, and I'm like, that would be really cool, but goddamn, man, as someone that's been stapled by between 400 and 430 pounds a few times, it's like to contemplate the idea of putting 500 on my back, like maybe someday, but. That block of SSB high, slightly above parallel box squats I've been doing. I've been really pushing that number up. So tune in next week to see what I hit on that. But that knocked out a few of my notes here. So thank you for the crew. Even like Paul Floss the other day, he like texted me out of the blue. I was like, dude, you're a lot stronger than you think, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just I feel like getting that positive reinforcement from your homies that believe you're stronger than you might believe yourself is just a really cool thing that you don't get in a lot of places. It's just having that camaraderie and support through other friends.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes what we say is that I guarantee, Keith, you could get 50% of that lift.
So. Yeah, that's fair. Let's see.
Speaking of Jen,
yeah,
calling me out on Discord like today.
I laughed at that so hard.
I went over it with Morgan. And I want to say, I do like things, right? Like I like candy. I've got a thing of Hot Lips here. Do you guys know what Hot Lips are, right? John, you would. Keith, do you know what this is?
In the past. I think we've talked
about
them.
So they're cinnamon raspberry flavored candies, okay? This bag has 4 left. This bag started with 12 3 months ago.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I like specific candies. I enjoy some sweets, but only once in a while. So I messaged Morgan and I was like, yo, is this a thing about me? Like, do I say I don't like them and I do? And she says, no, you bought a bag of mini eggs and it will rot over the next 7 months. And you won't let anybody touch them because you're going to want them one day. And then you'll throw them out. And that is me. Like, I do enjoy some of these things. I just don't enjoy them more than once or twice a week.
Yeah, I don't have that willpower typically. That's harder for me to see.
Except energy drinks, as sweet as possible. Like, give me the freezy flavored, the candy flavors.
I did my vision test last week, and as we've talked about on this podcast a few times, my eyesight's starting to go. So
Yep.
I haven't got any. I got a prescription, and I got prescription, and I got to go some point and trap frames on and everything. But the cool thing was really like when they actually like going through the thing and like just seeing how bad your eyes really were, and then when they actually put the the thing in front of it that's like your script or what your script should be, and it's like crystal clear. Stephanie was with me because she didn't want me to drive with my eyes dilated, and I'm in the chair and she's 15 feet away. Maybe it was actually a really long room, which would make sense because you're looking at the thing far away to like measure your your vision. But anyway, when I put on the actual like the mocked up pair of glasses that they like basically deduced is what my prescription should be, golly shit, she's just like night and day. Like with them off, she's just like this like blurry human, and then with them on, it's just like, oh, that's the woman I married. Like that's my young.
Yeah, I was
pretty
gonna say
wife.
now you get to love her all over again.
I'm like, this is awesome,
a
but
less blurry version of her.
yeah. So someday I'll actually go get my go try her own frames. So
are you gonna do the
you
orange?
You went this whole part of your life with like you could just wake up and you could see. That's insane.
Well, no. Like I want to say, like I just turned 40 and my vision did not deteriorate until like the last year and a half.
That's
probably.
crazy.
Like, and I'm just like far. It's just like far sight. Yeah, I'm nearsighted. I can't see shit as well when it's like 20 feet away, kind of thing, or even 10 feet away. I really. But someday I'll get that prescription. I'll go.
Are you gonna do the blippy orange frames? Please don't.
I doubt it. That was just a funny AI image that Matt made. Speaking of Matt, big stall Matt, him and I had a little man date down in Binghamton this week, so that was cool to catch up with him. And then we're going to be nemesis. That's not. We are each other's
nemesis.
We are going to compete against each other this week at the Strongman show in the same class, so that'll be fun. So that is that. That takes care of another thing. What else? Oh, tomorrow, April 17th will be the 9-year anniversary since my wife, Big Stephanie, had spinal cord surgery to remove a tumor from her spinal cord that she was suffering with for several years. So huge props to her. 9 years, still getting after it. She's been training the last couple years pretty regularly with a coach. Just very, very happy and proud of her progress. That surgery took a lot from her and physical things she'll never be able to get back. She had a laminectomy, so she's missing bone in her spinal cord, so she'll never be able to do certain things. She was pushing squats on her back for a while, and it just got to where like a couple things started to pop and hurt, like in her upper vertebrae. And she's like, I'm done with the bar on my back anytime soon. So, but she's still doing modified stuff, and she's training 3 days a week, no matter what. Just so I'm very proud of her. So we both took tomorrow off, and we're gonna go for a nice little beach walk. I think it's supposed to actually rain, so we might be out there. But it's just like a thing we try to do every year, celebrate life on her surgiversary. So kudos to her, and
good for you, Stephanie. We love you up here too.
We'll have to come up with something big next year for 10 years, but 9 years is pretty wild. I think it's been that long, but I'm grateful every day that she's still here.
Okay, so I see that you watched the shark movie that I hated.
I did, and I threw it in there mainly because I feel like a lot of our opinions would have been the same on it. I started it just to kind of be in jest of like, I mean, it was a shitty B movie, but Joey blew it out of proportion. It was really fucking bad. And it did start out like it was going to just be like a shitty, like sci-fi regular movie. And it was like, it literally kept jumping the shark. No pun intended. It was just like, wait, why is now they're a great white? Like the bull sharks, maybe I could understand, but then like, well, they're not going to act like fucking piranhas and like hunting packs like that, probably. And it was just
right. Remember what I said?
Like
shark movies, when they take themselves seriously, you have to pretend you don't know anything about sharks.
It
right?
was,
and like the dumb ones, like Sharknado and everything that the guys mentioned in the Discord, I give those a pass because they are meant to be silly. Like it's a radioactive shark. Oh, we made this shark smarter through science.
Yeah, they were trying to be a horror movie, and like,
and like you're watching it, and the sharks are swimming through the house,
yeah,
like through the kitchen.
My house,
and you're like, they can't. If they stop swimming, they die. Where's this shark going? He's stuck in a house. Right.
And they probably don't have, I don't imagine they have basements in coastal towns like that. That like if you're next to no, but I mean, like in reality, do they? Like if you literally live next to a levee or
it's a
thing that broke. Right. Like, so like the water table has to be so high because you're right next to the fucking river or ocean or whatever. I would have been there. I think it was a river at that point.
No, it was the ocean.
It was the ocean.
Yeah.
The ocean. Regardless, but like, I don't think they have basements that close to like great bodies of water.
Well, this guy had a whole bunker.
No. But I'm saying my mind went to the reality of like, there's not fucking basements here. And
Yeah,
also
like
like, why is no one like getting on the roof? Why are they just like hanging out on the first story? Like cut a fucking like if it was life or death, I could get through my goddamn ceiling to get on the roof, like or at least
Right.
into the attic. Like if the house was filling with water somehow, like Lake Ontario is flooding and it's engulfing all of Rochester, New York. I don't think that'll ever happen, at least not in my lifetime. But
and sharks are in it somehow.
Yeah. Then there's for sure sharks. I think I could find a way to like punch through my fucking ceiling and pull myself up through the rafters. Like that would be very doable versus just being stuck on the first floor of a house. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, there's better things to do.
We can't leave this kitchen island, which somehow the water is rising around us, yet never enough to cover this island. Like, I'm telling you, the movie was awful.
Because it's just going back down the drain, you know. Once you got to counter level, it's just going down the drain. I mean, that's probably what it wants you to think. We had the ultra rare card unveiling, I guess, for round 2. Yep. And it was Big Chris Mark, the man with 2 first names. Little son of a bitch tricked me too, because they literally texted me. He's asked me a few times in the last couple months, like, "Hey, do you know who got the rare card?" I'm just like, I blow it off because I'm like, half the time he's so disconnected from crew sometimes because I know he's way behind on our backlog and he's like barely keeping up with Massonomics. So sometimes I feel like he maybe just is talking crew stuff just because he knows how deep I am into it. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not really sure who has it, but I'll keep an ear out on it. And then he like literally texted me 2 days ago or whatever it was, a couple days ago. And it was like, you still don't know who has it yet? And I'm just like, no, I'm not sure. And then fucking Megan posted the post with unveiling who the ultra rare card was, and it was sure enough it was him. So I got a kick out of that because it was kind of a jab at me, which I really enjoyed. But kudos to Hogan for having those little just. It's like a bit inside of a bit inside of a bit. Like,
yep.
Like, you know, we're doing crew cards. That's awesome. And now we're going to do like ultra rare crew cards, like limited releases. And then there's like secrets of who they are. And it's just like adding levels to just like our shenanigans as I enjoy. And the YouTube video this week, Big Kevin in Columbus, Ohio. Anybody get a chance to watch that? The Kev, what was it? Kev's, Kev Cave. It's his little 400 square foot gym. A lot of it was kind of funny because it was like it started out doing like 3 Temple of Gains machines taking up like a large footprint, and then it's just like on his rack for the next like half hour. Because I'm like, wow, this dude's got a lot of shit on his rack, and like he's got all the different cable things and the different Smith machine. Well, not Smith machine, but the VTF. Basically, like his is the type of rack that like you could get away with only having that rack basically and do a shit ton of stuff. So it's a pretty entertaining video. And I think I had actually talked to him that because he recorded that the morning of the Arnold trip. And I think I was drinking beer and shooting the shit with him that night. So it's kind of cool to be like, oh, I talked to him that night after he recorded this video. So, and to think that Tanner and Tommy did that the morning of, like they recorded like an hour long, walking podcast and then went to the Arnold for 4 or 5 hours and then went to the Eagle for another 4 or 5 hours. So it was a long day for the boys.
Yeah, he was good too. He was very like witty with them, and Jim's gorgeous. Jeez. So yeah, it was a good one. I liked it.
Nice. Anything stand out at you of like, oh, that might be a good piece for this commercial gym you have?
We need a leg extension leg girl. So we can get into it later. But like with our gym, it's like most of it's barbell. Like we have a couple cable machines and we have like a GHD and things like that. But for the most part, we'll build all of our exercises through like barbell. So which is kind of funny because now it's back to the like, no leg extensions, do the Bulgarian split squats and
full circle with Tommy's TED Talk.
but yeah, I think that then plus I think my wife would appreciate if we had more leg machines. So I was like, now I just tell her to squat more. So
I was curious if you meant like for her to use them or because she thinks you're just a skinny leg boy.
Maybe that too, but yeah, right now I just stick to that meme of like, squats are the best lift and everything's good. So it's just, you can't beat it.
Yep, I agree. Did you get a chance to watch any of that, Joey?
No, I got home from work and immediately had a nap. I'm not going to lie to you.
You did tell me that.
I napped until 6 o'clock.
Dude, I was traveling all this week for work, and hotel sleep is so hit or miss. I either stay up till like 1 a.m. and then sleep right till my alarm, or like I pass the fuck out. So like I feel like, and I was like the complete, like I did that one night, and then last night I was trying to stay up for the pre-show, and next thing I know, it's like 4:30 in the morning, and like my light in the bathrooms, like I usually have to have like my noisemaker on, pitch black, like I'm like electric taping like the light on the smoke alarm and the microwave and stuff to make the room completely dark. Like I passed out with like half the lights on in the room and just slept for like 8 hours straight.
Nice.
I was so confused when like fucking what the hell happened when I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I missed all the pre-show. So it'll be a completely new episode for me next week.
Me too. I was also in bed by 9 o'clock last night. I saw their 9:30 start time and was like, nah. Congrats on the 10 years, but no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I tried to pull some grease out of a couple different group chats. I was like, hey, so I fell asleep. Did anything good happen? And then they, lips us, sealed shut per Tanner's request of, no spilling the grease on the pre-show. So, most people live up to that. But then as far as last week's episode, it would have been the, what was the episode, John? You listened to it. What was last week's? What was Monday's Massnomics episode about?
Well, they started with the Tommy in the circus, so I thought that was
yeah.
Those memes are just perfect because he like literally looks like he could be like the circus lead. He just has that nice presence and the beautiful hair. So, but I thought that was really good. And then, geez, what was the title topic? It was. You always get lost in the title topic because sometimes it's like
because the title topic is like 11. Yeah. It's like anywhere from like a 4 to a 20-minute segment in a 2-hour podcast. It was Rory. Rory was the guest.
Rory.
Yeah.
Former guest of our podcast.
Yes. Yeah. One of many that they've had.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems like he's a busy guy, especially with all the orders. So,
what's your rating there?
Oh, easily it's 5 unbiased and honest stars.
Honest and unbiased. Yeah,
honest and unbiased. That's all we're looking for, right?
That's what everybody just wants.
Yeah,
nobody wants those unbiased and dishonest opinions.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not like bias is just a natural formation of you growing up and becoming a human being. No. I'm unbiased.
And
but I mean, you do get that was all coming from like people calling out other, and
Oh no, I get it because the rest of it was them talking about influencers, or content creators, and I think somebody in the Discord
really
tagged.
There is a lot of biased information out there.
Definitely.
Well, of course there is. I mean, there's 2 different versions of bias, right? Like there's your natural bias. Right? Where Keith, you have a natural bias all the time, where there's just things that because they don't exist around you, you don't know that they exist. That's a natural bias.
Like dates.
Right? Or just things that I've never been to Mexico. I would not know what this thing is. That's a natural bias.
I wouldn't know what I'm missing.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Missing Mexico. Yeah.
Somebody will get that.
And then there's of course, the bias that comes in anybody who is being paid to do something.
Yep.
Right? Like that's a different form of bias. So just because somebody says they're honest and unbiased, I've said this for years, objectivity doesn't exist. There is nothing objective about anybody's opinion.
Yeah.
Whether you declare yourself a scientific genius or not, you don't have an objective opinion. You have an opinion that's formed based on your experiences, and your experiences have resulted in you seeing things this way. Anyway, I know somebody in Discord tagged me and was like, Joey's going to hate all the influencer talk this week. That was really funny. And I wonder if it came up because of my rant from 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to go ahead and give that 5 out of 5 spinning plates.
Nice.
Yeah. They also, that's the other part. Now I remember the other part that could have been the title topic was just them walking through like their next tour. Their next trip of tours.
Yeah.
So, but the reason why I brought that up is they always say that if we could pull it off, and I just don't know, like maybe you guys have more experience than me. Like, are they trying to do the Tiger King? That's the line that Dawn. I don't know if you're familiar with Tiger King. I assume.
I'm actually on the episodes of the backlog where they talk about it nonstop.
Okay. Okay, so no. When I always think that every time they say if we can pull it off, and be like they'll be the most clever son of a bitch there is.
Well, and that's of course whenever they fly anywhere, that's the problem, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah, for
Like
sure. Yeah.
flying in Canada is one thing. When you fly in the US, it's a whole nother ball game,
Yeah.
right? Anything can happen there. There was one other thing that, oh yeah, and if you're listening to this and you maybe haven't listened to the past episodes, Rory did not mention that he has a kids version of We Used to Be a Proper Freaking Country called We Used to Be a Proper Stinking Country. So I know it was some talk in the Discord where one person was saying that his
My kid
daughter
loves this song. Yeah, yeah.
his daughter is singing We Used to Be a Proper Freaking Country and she's 6. And then I was like, hold up, we can help. We have a kids version. So if you're listening to that, I wish Rory had dropped it on there, but he obviously didn't have time, didn't come up naturally. He was awesome, by the way, on that episode. Like he's definitely in tune to the universe here. But that was it. Keith, go ahead with your talk. Very unbiased, very honest.
Yeah, I was a lot of the points were already touched on. One thing that stood out to me that made me chuckle the most that I would kind of focus on was when Tommy was basically talking about like, what if we just do a bunch of 40-year-old content creators doing shit from like 2015?
Oh,
like
planking
let's do the mannequin challenge and all that. And I was just
Shake.
like, that would like, and some of that stuff too. It's like it would be vintage to where people. Like the 20-year-olds today wouldn't know that that's like recycled shit from 10 years ago.
Have you seen what the kids are doing now? Have you seen the sea lion?
I don't know what that.
Don't. So they'll be in a room full of people, and one of them will yell, "Do the sea lion!" And then what they do is they lay on their stomach, they reach back, grab their ankles, and they just jump up and down, going "ar ar 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 ar." Hold on. It's nothing worse than we were planking. So calm down over there. People died planking. Remember that. People died trying to outplank other people on the internet. It is still stupid. it's my son keeps doing it, and I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't care. Can we please get your shoes on and go to school? Like,
but yeah, just the whole premise of people our age really trying to be like young content creators, and I'm like, I don't know. It's like it's just fun to come here and podcast every week, but I don't want to create content for like this is the only content I want to create. I'm too tired to do anything else. But it was fun.
I can see Keith doing a whole thing where he records videos, like he'll stitch a video, and it's just him sitting next to it pointing. And like trying to get you to watch the video
where I'm just laughing. Oh my God. Like I hate those. And I hate when like the most annoying thing is I'll watch them because it's like, I had never seen that, like the video that they're
the actual
impersonating.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's a relevant video that I would like to watch. Why do I have to look at this stupid fucking douchebag
either in the corner or stitched next to it? Yeah.
That's so annoying. But I'm like, where's the original? Just show me the original instead of this.
And then you have the pleasure of realizing that they have 1 million more followers than you do. And you're like, I hate the internet so much.
But yeah, 5 out of 5 Massonomics iPod touches for me.
Remember the days of the Massonomics iPod touches?
Vaguely.
Yeah, we used to be a proper freaking country. My first Live Hard, Live Easy, I got to touch those. And then he got a new stereo. Now we don't have iPod touches anymore.
They're all still. You said that before, and someone literally posted the picture of it.
Oh yeah, they are still there.
Like the next day. So I guess someone at the gym will have to post it again and be like, "Joey, you don't fucking listen."
First of all, correct, and second of all, I do have the memory of a goldfish most days.
I know. Well, if you want to hit them with some affiliates, I can hit them with the Gym Radar ad after.
Yeah. We have some affiliates. We have one with Obsidian Ammonia. It is code unpaid. It is 15%. I know we've been saying 10%. I believe it's 15%. We do have one at Plate Snacks. Plate Snacks can help you decorate your gym. They can help you print your stickers, and they can help you. I just saw one today where they did a custom. What do you call those weight stacks that you put on the pulley machines? I don't have machines.
Plate stack. Just literally.
Yeah.
I would call it a
so
plate stack.
It's a plate snack, where they customized it and things like that. They can customize your plates. And of course, if you want some home gym stickers, you can go get them there, code unpaid. And belt fed strength. Lots of talk with Chris today in the Discord.
Yeah.
We did not drop none of us commented the code unpaid because we do want Chris to get his nut as well, but he does offer a 10% discount when you order online using code unpaid.
Oh, and a full circle moment, big Andrew from a couple weeks ago, instantless Vano, whatever. He was in, where's Chris at? Johnson City, Tennessee, and he actually was able to do a drop in and meet Chris. And I had to kind of coordinate that because if anyone knows Chris, he's very unresponsive on Instagram at times because he's managing a full time business, obviously. So I don't think he had any luck getting a hold of him on Instagram. So I texted and got him connected on his behalf, and they had met up there last week, and I think they even did finally exchange numbers and go out and have some drinks that weekend too. So it was a very cool crew moment, bringing two of our friends together that might, without this podcast or crew in general, that definitely wouldn't happen. So always happy to be a part of that.
And I saw today Chris trimmed his beard, which I say boo, but also it looks great, buddy.
And hit you with a little ditty here about our friends at Gym Radar. I'm looking at the website now. Looks like Nate and Tommy have been doing some cool stuff. It's got a little more green to it. They're leaning into the green theme. So go ahead and head over to Gym Radar. Get your gym certified. The new certified banners just dropped too. So, if you want to get it was not necessarily dual certified, but if you're not certified yet, the new banner that you get would be a Gym Radar certification banner. But for any existing Massonomics members, they can use a discount code. It's in the Discord. Just check it out, and I think you can get the new banner and a new paper thing for 50% off, I believe. So you can look into doing that. And then I guess my one call out for anybody that has created the gym but it hasn't published it yet, because from what I've heard through the grapevine and they've shared on the podcast, it's just like, whatever the number is, there's like 25% of the people that created accounts, or maybe even more than that, or somewhere in that realm, haven't published them yet. So they're just like lurking in the background, and I don't know that they're helping Massonomics. They're not hurting, but I think it'd be cooler to get the published gym number up if you already are there. So I don't know if there's people that just created accounts and haven't touched them yet, or people have filled it out 90%, but they're just OCD and don't want to publish until they take the perfect picture and get the right angle. I don't know, but if you're listening to this and you've started started to get your gym on Gym Radar, but you just haven't gone all the way and got it published, I don't know. You don't even have to have pictures. Just, I don't know. I think getting it published will get you followed quicker and will just get you more involved in the community. But that's just me standing on my soapbox. So do what you want to do.
I actually went all the way to my brother's house and showed him how to use Gym Radar.
Huh.
So that he is on there now. I don't think he's uploaded any pictures yet, but he has a published gym.
There you go.
And I'll be going to watch WrestleMania with him this week, and I will be
taking some pictures for him and uploading.
Probably. Keith, there's one other crew thing we forgot to discuss.
Oh yeah, my ass sticker.
Do you have these?
Me or him?
You, Keith.
Yes. Okay. Antonio sent me 4 or 5 of them.
Oh no! I told him it would be funnier to send them to me and not you.
Yeah, he was. I think. Well, so I think. It takes a lot of balls to make a sticker of someone's ass. So he took he manned up and had the courtesy to be like, dude, is this okay? I feel somewhat uncomfortable doing this. I mean, to paraphrase, it was a couple weeks ago. I don't remember exactly, but he essentially asked permission before he printed off pictures of my ass.
He asked you permission?
Yeah, he asked me permission. So yeah, now there's another sticker wrote. So I don't know that he's distributing too many of them. I don't really know.
I don't think they're going everywhere.
Yeah, but
I sent one out to a former podcast guest because I was doing a sticker exchange anyway, and I was like, "You have a super secret sticker here. Enjoy." So Jake, when you get that, you'll know.
Yeah, so I guess my ass is as famous as my face now.
What's the difference?
Looks the same to me. All right. Well, enough about my ass.
Such an old man joke.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got some. Let's
get our guest on the horn.
Yeah. You want to see if you can get him on the phone there?
Yeah. Big Jon, is that you?
Yeah, it is. Thanks.
Hey, welcome. You're live here on Unpaid and Underrated. You're the guest now, and everything's. We're not gonna mince any words. We're going to dive right in. We don't want to miss any gold, as I like to say. So you are kind of new to the crew. We talked about this in the pre-show there. Do you want me to tell the story, or do you want to tell the story?
You can go ahead and start, and then yeah.
Okay, so I was the MC at I think it was a nationals qualifier.
The full nationals.
Okay, yeah. I was the MC at a WRPF nationals.
Yep.
And John was there, and that wasn't the first time I've seen you. Wasn't the first time I've met you or talked to you. And then later, I followed you on Instagram, and I saw a Massonomics poster or banner in your gym, as seen right behind you right now. And I commented, I was like, "Whoa, you're into Massonomics?" And you were like, "Oh yeah." And then I DM'd you, and I was like, "Well, I don't know, like, if you know, but like, I'm kind of in there too." And your reaction was, "You're that Joey?" And I'm like, "Yes." And then you said, "Well, when do I get to be on Unpaid and Underrated?" And I said, "Well, you got to be crew." And then I think you signed up within half an hour.
Yeah. And in the comments, I put, "Joey made me."
That's good.
Yeah, so that got you scheduled on here. You've been listening to some of our back catalog and everything. So welcome. We have discovered that peer pressure and in-person meeting does work.
Hey, there you
go. We started the Ontario crew chat with me, you, Steve, Chris, the other Steve. Yeah, the other Steve from Burlington.
Yep.
Who I remember I started the chat. I was like, I'm forgetting somebody and I know it. Because Cam is not on Instagram, so he just isn't in the chat. And I was like, I know I'm forgetting somebody, and they're very local. And then he messaged me, and he's like, "Hey, how's Canadian shipping from this company?" And I was like, "Dummy, it's this guy." Yeah. Interestingly enough, he shopped at the Costco that I used to work at. So I was like, "Do you ever go to Costco?" He's like, "All the time." And I'm like, "You've walked past me for 10 years." Like, that's so crazy. So tell me now, because I did all that. Who are you on Instagram and Discord?
Yeah, so I have two main Instagrams. One is Sarnia Powerlifting, so that's the business, but that's the more entertaining one. It kind of falls into the same realm as Massonomics and Unpaid and Under. That it's like it's supposed to be silly. So like our reels are for fun. It's just something for my lifters to be able to do in between their sets. So we'll make reels and things like that. So that's my main one, Sarnia Powerlifting. And then I also have Jardel _SPL, which is my personal one. So that's my lifting as coach and lifter, I guess. And then I think that's all the social that I use. Like obviously we have Facebook and stuff like that, but we don't really use it. And yeah.
And on Discord, you're John at Sarnia?
Big Jon. I was told I put John at Sarnia Powerlifting, and I was immediately corrected that I should say Big Jon.
Yeah,
I was, you know what?
There's a reaction for that one.
Exactly, and you were right. So yeah, so Big Jon at Sarnia Powerlifting.
Aaron is so quick on that. I think it's like he's almost a bot at this point.
Yeah.
As soon as somebody joins, he puts the at here at Massonomics, everyone's big, which is the Olive Garden one.
Yeah.
And then immediately somebody will go, "Oh, I'm not that big." And then he'll hit them with the Simpsons meme. And it's so fast and so quick and so reliable that I think Aaron is a bot.
That works.
So obviously with your bench heavy shirt that you have in your hands there, you've been around Massonomics for a while. Didn't join crew until pretty recently. So tell me about how you found Massonomics and what brought you in.
Yeah, I was one of the lurkers, I guess, but I still supported in a way, through the shirts and such. But it was probably around the beginning of 2023. So as you'll find, based on the name, Sarnia Powerlifting. And sidebar, like whenever we land on Sarnia Powerlifting, people are like, "Oh, why'd you call it that?" And I always use the Wayne's World reference. It's not just a clever name, the shitty Beatles. So it's like that's what we do. We Sarnia Powerlifting. So almost everything I do is powerlifting. So I started listening to Massonomics because, obviously back then there was guests and there was a few, very prominent Canadian powerlifters that were on it. So I was listening to theirs. So Jessica Bittner was on there, Bryce Krychek, and you know what? So I always say like I came for the powerlifting and I stayed for the jokes because it ended up being one of
Nice.
those things where like you started listening to when you first jump into Massenomics, obviously, like I'm explaining to the people that know them more than I do, like you're like at the beginning, you're like, what is all of this? This first part. And then you realize that's actually what they're doing. Like that's the podcast is the first part before the guests would come on. And I thought it was so entertaining. And then I just was listening to them nonstop after that. I bought some shirts. And then when I opened my gym, which we can get to, it was like I wanted banners everywhere. This room actually doesn't do it justice. This is the back room, but the front is like covered in banners. And so I just bought tons and tons of Massenomics banners. And that's and then from there, now we're crew and you know keep meeting more and more people. So that's great. So, and actually, yeah, I think Joey, the first time we met was at a different meet closer to Sarnia. And that was Anastasia was lifting and she had the Massenomics singlet on. And I immediately went to her and I'm like, where'd you get that singlet? And like, obviously, like I knew it was like she was involved at that point. So yeah, so it's nice that we're kind of growing in this Ontario area. So.
Yep, fastest growing Massenomics market, the city of Ontario, as Tommy once called us.
So you're in Ontario. Is that where you're from, or have you always been there?
Yeah, but I used to live in Windsor, which is right next to Detroit, and I worked in the States for 15 years. So so a lot, like even it kind of just bleeds into Sarnia powerlifting too. So like when we post things, everything's in pounds. I was American for so long, if you will. So and yes,
So when you lived in Windsor, you just crossed the border every single day.
every single
Or,
day.
God
Yeah,
damn.
it was.
Were you ever just late for work because there was just some asshole at the gate being like, or why the fuck are you going
No,
to
you would have had
Canada?
a Nexus pass at that point, right?
Yeah, but how the bridge works is like because it's only 2 lanes, the Nexus doesn't kick in until like you're already past it. So a lot of times you'd be stuck on the bridge. The bridge is just shaking because it was made 200 years ago, and so it's like 150, but something crazy like that. And then yeah, and you're just waiting for the lane to open up to be able to use the Nexus. And then sometimes even with Nexus, you get pulled in because they have to do their like routine stuff. And yeah, so you'd be late for work and yeah, but yeah, I think that's a valid excuse.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I got stopped at the border. Yeah, sure.
And then I traveled a lot for work based on my role at the time, and so I've seen like all the big cities in the U.S. and travel and stayed in all the lovely hotels like you were talking about, Keith. So
So did that, like, not to get into too much in the weeds about your job or anything, but like I'm trying to envision, like, so your taxes, like, so as a Canadian citizen working in America but paying are you paying taxes on both, and then like your valuation has to fluctuate just based on the what's the
That's a good question.
what's the word where it compares the two numbers?
Just the
conversion.
exchange. Yeah, the conversion and the exchange.
Because that's flip flopped over the years multiple times, hasn't it? So like, your paycheck literally is determined by which dollar is worth more, kind of.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, so I worked based on like a TN visa, and because I was a Canadian resident that worked in the US, I would get paid based in US dollars. And there's only a few banks that actually had direct deposit at the time that would like convert back over to Canada. And then you're totally right. When I got hired was the first time it flipped the wrong way. So like everybody used to get this giant kick up when they got hired in exchange, and it was like this is sick. I got $100,000 job because of the exchange rate. But then it was just par for like 6 years when I first started.
Yeah.
And then but with par, then how the taxes work is you pay U.S. taxes and then you get a tax credit in Canada. And then when it flips the other way, not so good. Very complicated. You're right. It goes up and down. Your pay goes up and the taxes go the opposite direction. So
that would be kind of nerve wracking. I think you'd have to have a very, very happy with your income base salary to even consider kind of going across the bridge, I could imagine.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And they would and healthcare is a whole separate piece and all that stuff.
About that.
Yeah. Yeah. But
All right.
yeah, and that was before remote was a thing. So I always said then I did become a remote employee at the end of my kind of employment there. And I said I was remote before it was cool. So by cool, we mean COVID.
Yeah,
So, but
everything going on.
yeah. So then I moved to Toronto and I was working for the US company. And then stuff happened and they were bought by another company and they let everybody go. And then I got hired on the Canadian side of it, the same company on the Canadian side. So,
Oh, wild.
Yeah.
Good. Now, how ironic would it have been if like you and your family had moved to America at that point too? That would have been full circle.
That would have been just terrible.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So you've been around. You said you've been a lurker there for a while. So I'm sure you've been scoping out that Instagram and seeing people getting tagged and stuff and drops. What's that one thing that you went to go buy and you realized, oh, they don't actually keep everything in stock for an indefinite amount of time?
Well, they just brought them back as the joggers, and I should buy most that. Well, they sold out of the first
they did a
review of it.
Did the second batch sell out too? I didn't pay attention. I'm not a jogger
guy. I'm not sure if it did yet. I should obviously check. The other thing that actually what I learned from like the banner when I was ordering all the banners, some of them are drop shipped, like their manufacturer will make them and ship them, so they won't do Canada. Yeah. So the heavy bench one, I wanted that massive because that's my specialty, and I wanted it like very prominent in the gym, the bench heavy piece, and that was one that we couldn't have. So
I mean, not to go in the back, like if you DM Tanner and just say, hey, if I just like Venmo you $30, can you just send me an image and I can just take it to a local printer? Like I'm still giving you your nut, but like I get this like 4x6 banner that'll look sick in my gym because yeah.
Something like that, or to an American that you can pick it up from later or something like that. So so where there's a will, there's a way. So
for sure.
Well, now that you're crew, you do get an hour's worth of shopping before the Gen Pop.
Okay, so there we go.
Yeah, they give us early access. So if you're not a supporting member and you're listening to this and you want that early access, become a supporting member so you don't miss out on anything again. So those joggers sold out, and it was probably right before you joined crew. And you would have had your hands on those.
Yeah.
Do you have a Hall of Fame status?
Yeah, it's low. I'm working on it. I think
anything
it's like
above 1 is good.
I think we're at 3 counting today. So
nice.
Yeah. Like I said, I should have got a photo with you.
Yep.
And then we would have moved forward. So
I'm sure it'll happen. You weren't at the strongman meet that I went to.
Oh no, I actually I had a couple of friends in there, and I obviously wanted to come see you in person. But I had to meet one of my lifters had to meet that day, so kind of like my schedule is based on
of course
lifters. So but yeah, and then one day I want to come lift some stones anyway, so we'll get it.
Yeah.
Nice. Have you been around long enough to get the supporting membership number, or you probably came in a little after those cards?
Okay, yeah, after the cards, yeah.
So it was safe to say you're Sec 7, so somewhere in the
Sec 7.
Yeah, Sex 100. All right. Is the gym certified?
So the gym is actually not certified, but it will be. So what happened was right when I honestly was literally logging in when the Gym Radar like changed the name from the certified. So then I was like, wait a minute, do I wait? Do I buy the Gym Radar one instead? So and then I heard when you were doing the ad read that they would have given like a discount. So that's kind of nice that they're giving the discount for people that already had the certified gym banners to get the Gym Radar one. But I wanted to be certified because I just think it's funny. In the front room of the gym, we have like a very prominent certification that's required in Canada for CanPL, which is the same as Powerlifting America. Gotcha. So I want to put it like right next to it because I just think it's like that one had like a full audit process of like you had to send pictures, that you had to write on the right equipment and stuff like that. So I want to put it right next to it just to really.
I mean, I don't know how many Tanners denied yet, but I think as long as you're silly and big, you'll probably get one.
Yeah. It would be funny to deny it now.
No, you can't put that up next to the.
He just sends a note. He's like, "Do not approve, Sarnia Powerlifting."
That would be funny.
Yeah.
Well, we got a handful of people that submitted some stuff through your questionnaire. Being someone that's I don't know how deep your friends and family know you're even into Massonomics. So when you had to ask him to fill out this for unpaid and underrated, how'd that go?
No, not a problem. I think like one of the advantages is the people that I send it to, like some of them are my lifters, so they feel like that was like a requirement that they had to do.
That's actually
weekly
a valid,
check-in,
yeah.
fill this out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's actually a good way to kind of bully people into doing it.
Yeah.
Is like having this like authority to hold to lord over them.
Exactly. If not, they were going to be getting all Bulgarian split sauce.
Yeah.
And then, but they're also like a good time, and they understand the vibe of me.
Nice.
And then like one of them was my coach. Like same idea. Like he like his job is to support me in everything I do. So yeah, so not a problem. But then there's a couple wild cards in there that I wasn't totally sure what they were going to say. So
some of them had a lot of fun. I will say that there were some of them that were not too serious goose. So did they at all ask like, what is this podcast? What are you doing?
I had a couple of conversations about like what it was, and a lot of them were familiar based on like the banners and things like that. So it's the ad read for you guys, right? It's the sister podcast, Massonomics, and it's to support the people that are involved in Massonomics. So then they were like, yeah, this is sweet, this works. So
awesome,
yeah.
Good deal. I had a whole train of thought there I was gonna follow up with, and it completely evaded me. So
was it Thomas the Tank Engine train?
No, wasn't that. If it comes to me, I'll get back to it. But get into our first game here. Big Jonathan, are you familiar with Least Fun, Most Fun?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyone listening for the first time or doesn't pay attention, get a game we like to play here. Relatively new segment, if you will, called Least Fun, Most Fun. So I'm going to give the guest a single topic, and their job is to give me two separate answers: one for the least fun and one for the most fun. And this is one that we can elaborate on a little later too, and we kind of get into the meat and potatoes. But for now, I just kind of want like some one hitters for each. So least fun, most fun, owning a gym. There's got to be a good least fun, I can imagine.
Yeah, for sure. Least fun's the plumbing. So, I don't even know how much you need to elaborate on that one, but yeah, that's the least fun. Most fun is like almost having like an excuse to buy equipment.
Yeah. I mean,
right?
It's not almost an excuse. Like, and that's literally your livelihood now. Is like you're not going to keep new lifters coming in if like all you have is rusty, shitty bars, and like you don't maintain the gym's aesthetic and keeping new shit rotating in. That's why so many gyms close the door, because I think they do the initial investment up front, and then all their shit breaks and is falling apart. So that's why when you see a lot of gyms closing, it's just garbage 15-year-old equipment that they didn't maintain.
Yeah. It's especially if it's like just purchasing items that are you're just gonna go on the website with no research and just buy stuff that like isn't gonna last. So like we took an approach to buy, like I rather buy a used quality piece than a new piece of shit. So like we have like extremely good bars. Like I'd say like that's where I spend my money is on bars. For that reason, right? Like I don't want to buy a bunch of cheap bars that are gonna wear out instantly.
Sounds good. Now, is there a good resource out there that you would recommend to someone tuning out?
I was about to do the same thing.
It sounds like it's an excellent thing for Gym Radar.
Yes, there you go. There you go. I do need you to elaborate on the plumbing. So do you just have a shitty landlord and you have shitty pipes? Like, is there a good poop story in there somewhere? Like, as someone that did maintenance for years, I've dealt with a lot of plumbing issues, and they're the worst. So.
Yeah. We good now. So like, let's make sure that it's known that Sarnia Powerlifting has been like covered in it. But yeah, they even when the plumbers were called like the first time with the issue, they're like, oh yeah, we've been here so many times. Like at this building, it like frighteningly enough, this gym like which is it's like 1,300 square feet. Like it's much bigger in the back there. It used to be a bakery, and that's scary.
Okay.
Because who knows what they put down there?
Yeah. And just in general, like imagine like aesthetic for a gym is going to be a lot different than a bakery. But anyways, there was like toilets over here on this side. Imagine that. But on this side of the wall, it was just like starting to get wet on the ground over there. And and we have like carpet in certain areas. And then we found out that that's where the actual like return, like the the thing that they'll kind of like snake was. And the cap was like deteriorated. So both of the caps in all of these areas, you couldn't even plunge it. So that was just like, and I didn't, you open a gym, you're like, you didn't know you're gonna have these problems, right? So, but all clean, all great, no,
Nice,
no
nice and
shit anywhere.
sanitized.
Yeah.
Good deal. Yeah, I've dealt with something similar. My basement has backed up a few times because I had roots in the lines, and it wasn't until it's been about 5 or 6 years now since I actually found a clean out in the front yard that I dug up, and then so now if it ever backs up again, I can call the city in for free. They come out and snake it versus me having to pay Roto-Rooter like $700-800 to do it, or go rent the machine myself and maybe get some of it cleared out. So, no, plumbing is no joke for sure.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So my question is usually the hype person question. And I want to preface this with, of course, we're all as straight as you can be.
Of course.
We're all very, very straight. But I do want to know, right before a big lift, who in all of the world would you have as a hype person? Living, dead, fictional, anybody in the world that could slap your back before your big bench?
The when you were saying living dead, I immediately go to dead. You know, you're just like no actual person. It's just like if you rather somebody living or dead.
Yeah, living or dead, dead. I want a dead person to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would scare me enough. Honestly,
Nobody's ever caught that.
it's from something. I can't remember what it's from when they say that, but I remember that. It's like if you could have dinner with anybody living or dead, who would you have? And you say dead. But self-promotion, like I have the best hype people. Like I literally do. Like Joey, you saw at the meet, like
Yep.
my team is something different. Like we it's very silly goose. It's very, very
It is.
vibe. So I have like already one of my lifters is the best hype person ever. Biggest slaps, biggest everything. So I'll just say my own team. So
yeah, I would point out too, like part of the reason I followed you after meeting you was seeing your team. Now, there's always teams whenever we do these. We do these through Apex. Apex is a gym in Burlington. I've talked about them before. Great relationship with Dave, the owner, and the team there. And I just remember seeing there's I don't want to say anything that like centers anybody out, but there's always people that are too damn serious.
yeah.
A silly amount of serious where you're just like, this is the warm-up room. Take off your headphones, drop the camera, and go warm up. Like, stop. And then there was you guys, and you guys were having a hell of a fun time.
Yeah.
And I think that was like, even that day, I was like, I got to find out who that was. Right. Because yeah, you guys were definitely the silly geese of that meet. And yeah. I can attest to that.
And we it's like in like the shirts, like we color coordinate and, you know, like, and we're having the best time ever. And at the end of the day, you're like, okay, does that make you guys good? Like, are you guys just like the laughing stock? No, my lifter won it all.
Yeah. So, yeah. You guys won the best team there. Yeah, you did. Okay. As little or as much as you want. Do you want to talk about your occupation? We already talked about your former occupation, but you can tell us what you're doing now if you want.
Yeah. So I was in the corporate world forever. And we kind of touched upon that. I was an actuary. So
what? Is that a bird?
It kind of sounds like one. Or an actual person. I was an actual person. So actuary, it's like finance that has to do with death. So it's like, if the minute you factor in like life expectancy to things, it's something for an actuary to do. So I ran one of the big 3 pension plans in the US, and it almost killed me. It was just the hardest thing ever. And then I did like what we would call data analytics or talent analytics for that same company. Like I didn't want to do pensions anymore, and I saw a lot of things I didn't want to see, like how companies treat their employees and through data, like not like harassment or anything like that. And so then I was done. I'm 20 years in. I was ready to retire. So luckily I did retire. So I took a buyout and I opened a gym. So I am, what I say is, I'm a part-time business owner, part-time stay-at-home dad, full-time power lifter and coach. So so right now I'm very fortunate that that I get to spend a lot of time with my son, who's 3. So he's like now in daycare, but previously he would just hang out at the gym with me, or like when we needed to be here or clean. So yeah, so I'm managed. It's a small gym, but now my most of my occupation is coaching. So I have a large team of lifters, and it's very fulfilling and very happy with it.
Nice. Do you do all in person or is it remote or a hybrid?
Hybrid, yeah. So I like to remote. You use the word. So a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people say online coaching. I call it remote coaching instead because I want to see you at some point. So
Yeah.
like very like crew like, right? So even my I have it in person. So we have times every day of the week that goes up and down. So evenings and afternoons, and you can come and you can, if you're part of my team or not, you can come work out with me. So like you're paying for the program, but you're welcome to come and train with me, and I will coach you one on one. And we also do what we call powerlifting introduction. So we'll teach people how to do powerlifting if they've never done it before. But then, yeah, so those are the ones in person. Sometimes they have to do things on their own and they'll send me videos. I have a giant group of lifters in London too, which is about an hour away.
Mhm.
And they come once a week to
Not
lift.
that London, I guess. Okay.
Not London, England, the other
I'm
one.
like,
The
wait,
way
what?
worse one.
Yeah, it does suck there. Yeah, I
It
can
does.
confirm.
Don't worry, I'm not offending any of my lifters that live there because they all would rather be here.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they come once a week, and it's about a 55-minute drive, just to like hang out, live in the vibes, get the most amount out of their lifts. So yeah, I again like a little crew.
What's your demographic of your clients and your team members? Because I see a lot of the local powerlifters here are just the stereotypical broccoli head 20-year-olds, but then there's like the old heads and stuff and kind of everything in between. Do you have a mix and match, or you just kind of you have a
That's a good
certain
question.
demographic that caters to you?
Yeah, I can't wait for this answer because
Yeah,
I've seen his
honestly,
team.
I love that question. It's fantastic. It's a range. I'm very, very proud to have a range. So I have, I have some elite level power lifters that are in their 20s, and then I have some young, really, really young. I have a 14-year-old and two 16-year-old. Well, actually, I think they're 17, turning 18. So they're kind of like my next generation, if you will. And then I have moms, I have a retired like gentleman, like giant ranges, and some of them
Nice.
just want to be strong, and then other ones want to compete. And I like all of the range. Like it doesn't matter to me what your motivation is, as long as you want to squat, bench, and deadlift. So like for example, I have like a big group of people. The Sarnia is a very CrossFitty town. I don't hold that against it, but I have a big group of people that I coach that just wanted to be stronger at CrossFit. They wanted to be at the top of the leaderboards. They
Oh,
wanted
cool.
bigger squats, bigger bench, bigger deadlift. I'll make that happen for them, and that's cool. Like that's like they're known. Like they'll wear the shirts, and then it's like, oh my god, this aren't your powerlifting people. They'll immediately low bar their squat instead of high bar, like because CrossFit's always a high bar, and it's like, oh, it's one of John's lifters. So it's fun. Yeah,
Nice.
so big range, big demographic, gender. It's about 50-50, and that's
That's
pretty
cool.
cool to me too.
Yeah, it is.
Um, yeah, it's because you kind of have like oh, so you're gonna what coach 20 like 18-year-old guys? No, like it's all over the place.
Nice. So that's a lot of the coaching talk. As far as the gym, so you got out of the corporate job. Did you have a lull there where you had the kid and everything, and then you got into the gym, or give me like I guess the timeline of getting out of corporate world and then convincing your partner that you're opening a gym and doing this full time, well,
Yeah,
part time.
I went down to part time in my job, and it was before we moved to. So we lived in Toronto while my wife was in medical school, and and sidebar, like all these people that are making home gyms and like you're afraid of like dropping your weights and stuff like that. I was
Mhm.
deadlifting 500 pounds in a 10th floor condo, so
Nice.
like so
Love it.
like and that like during COVID,
So you
so.
did have a home gym. Okay, so that's good. You didn't just like buy a gym without having a home gym first.
No,
So
no,
that's
no,
good.
no.
That's good.
So, and I always said with my, so it works into the story of how the gym was created. So, COVID starts, and I said to my wife, I said, if I can have one barbell and two 45s, I'll be good. And now I have a gym that has I think we have about almost 3,000 pounds and 15 barbells. So it's like, okay, well, that that was a lie. I'm sorry. I was not. But yeah, so we were in Toronto and then we moved to Sarnia, and I didn't plan on opening a gym. I kept going to different gyms in Sarnia that weren't the most powerlifting friendly. So I would get like yelled at for loading the weights, like iron plates, just sliding them on to the on, and they're hitting against each other. Like, I'm not being a jerk. And they would come over and they're like, no, you need to do that quieter. And I'm like in the middle of about to do a set.
Like some douchebag staffer.
Staff, yeah, because
Okay,
they were just catering to a different gym.
That'd be my last day at that gym, probably. I mean,
it was. And then we did another gym, and this guy signs I can talk bad because it doesn't exist anymore. Signs my wife and I up for an annual membership. Closed 2 days later. Like, did it on purpose. Like, took our money on purpose.
Oh yeah, it's like, I'll cut you a great deal if you buy a year in advance, and you knew he wanted your grand up front. So that's a lot of money too. Well, I mean, maybe it was only 500. Well, regardless, it was some.
It's still ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. And then, but luckily, it was so soon. So I was able to just like challenge it on the credit card.
Oh,
so
okay,
it was like
charge back.
Yeah, exactly.
We're a big fan of chargebacks here.
Yeah, but so yeah, that gym closed. So then I started building a gym in my basement. So and then in my garage. So to start building up, I got a combo rack, couple bars. I don't plan on opening a gym. And then at one point we needed the basement as my kid was getting older. So I moved into what would be like the utility room. And like I'll have to find the pictures and put them in the Discord because all this gym talk is just home gym stuff. It was literally 6 feet by 12 feet. I had the combo rack on an angle so that the bar would fit. And that's all I had in there. Combo rack and I like a cheap combo rack, not a real one. And my plate. So I'm like literally, squatting in this box. So I'm living that life. I'm on my conference calls doing that at the same time. And then I said to my wife one day, I'm like, everything's telling me that I need to open a gym. And she's like, then do it. So and then it just happened that the company was, looking for some people to take a buyout, and that helped its first like the investment. So
yeah, it was a good timing, I'd imagine.
Yeah, so it was like a couple months. Like there was no one.
It probably took you at least 20 grand to kind of open the door of the gym to begin with. So it's like not everyone's just going to pull that out of their ass you don't really want to take a huge debt to open a gym where you might not be profitable for a couple of years anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you did look at my income statement. So like, you're like, I know how much a gym costs. So yeah.
But that's cool. It sounds like you kind of have the gym that kind of fits the lifestyle of like you should. A lot of people that maybe listen to Massonomics and they came for the guest. And obviously, what you said earlier, they stayed for the. I can remember how'd you put it? They stayed for the what?
Came for the powerlifting, but you could say guess. This could be our new slogan, and stayed for the jokes. So,
yeah. But as far as that, like the big pivot into home gym talk lately, a lot of people maybe not a lot, but there's definitely some people that are probably like, man, why do I care about a home gym? I'm just a meathead that likes to lift weights. Like, I don't care about your barbell, but like you're kind of nerding out with like the bars and everything, and having the way you described your gym, it's roughly just like it's a bougie, awesome home gym, but obviously open to the public. So like do you get a lot out of the home gym talk since it's kind of in your wheelhouse, I imagine.
Yeah. It's, as I started releasing the home gym tours, like before they've like went all in, right? On this, I was like, this is amazing because like I was literally watching these. I'd be like, this is some nice equipment, or oh, I like this, or even if it's not even like things that I was gonna buy, I'm interested. Like this is what I like. So I got so much out of it, and then like you're totally right. Like, I don't own a commercial gym here. Like, this is not like it's 1,300 square feet. We have 4 combo racks, lots of powerlifting stuff, 2 deadlift platforms. This back room is the only one with like an actual like power rack, GHD, cable machine, dumbbells. Like, it's basically a home gym that just happens to have a couple extra combo racks. And like Jose, he had multiple combo racks in his gym alone downstairs. So, but so it really is just a glorified home gym.
No, I'd love to hear that. What brand do you have? All matching combo racks, or do you kind of something you piecemeal together with different brands?
That's where like I said before, like sometimes I would try to buy used. When it came to the combo racks, it's hard in Canada. Like in the States, you have so many options.
Hmm.
In Canada, there's basically three suppliers, unless you're gonna, get a shipped over Alico. And then like a shipped over Alico is like $10,000 Canadian.
Yeah, it's not
So
worth
like
it.
it wasn't gonna happen. So I have a bunch of I don't know how much you're familiar with it, but like you've obviously seen like a strongman combo before, like
Hmm.
a strong arm combo.
Yeah,
Like it's a very common thing, but we have a bunch of competition strong arm combos. They're really,
yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I think I've seen those in the past. They're because their initial one was kind of like not. It was the one that had the weight horns off the
The
back
weight
to keep it
horns.
from tipping over, and I'm like, that's not a good combo racket.
No, no, no.
But
And then
I've seen the other ones which would be like they're knockoff Texas TSS or
you're
ER kind of so
exactly.
but
Yeah.
at something that you could probably get to your Canadian door for a couple grand as opposed to 8 grand from getting something from America, I'd imagine.
Yeah, exactly. Like in a deal after tax, you can get them for shipped like 2,000.
Yeah, it's not bad. So
And that, like you said, they are TSS, like that, like very, very similar. So,
yeah,
and the guy that created them, Mike at Strongarm, like he used to be the supplier for ER. So, like
gotcha.
it's somewhere in between those two. But so I have a couple of those. I'm also sponsored by Strongarm, so that also helps. That's why you see like a flag
Mhm.
right there. But that's a very just fortunate thing that occurred afterwards, actually.
Nice.
But I also have a Hanzu combo rack. I have the same one that Tanner has with
Oh,
the
the one of
stupid
the
seat.
earlier, shittier
Yeah,
ones. That's the bench is like
way over
seven
there.
inches in the wrong
Yeah.
spot. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I actually did what he said in the video. Like he said, I could see you could just flip these around. I did flip
Hmm.
them around. It works.
Oh, dope.
So you just don't use the four screws anymore. You just use the two. But it did move it back like 3 inches, which is
Nice.
quite helpful. I think
See,
Brandon
Tanner,
actually.
your content it holds value, Tanner.
See, I'm watching the gym tours. I'm learning from them. So I have one. I have one of those as well. And then, yeah. So those are my combos. But and
Nice.
then bars. We have a giant range. We have a bunch of Hanzu bars, which are actually fantastic. We have Rogue. We have Texas. I love honestly. I'm like mathonomics jokes aside. Like I'm a big Texas power bar and deadlift bar fan. Like they're amazing.
Hmm.
So they're some of my favorite, and we have like some reels on the Texas, and then yeah, and then we have some like the Bells of Steel bars and stuff like that for the back room. So our back room has like all of our like less powerlifting specifics, like
Gotcha.
this guy. Yeah, so that
Something
they have those.
something you said kind of brought up a thought in me. I was talking about Texas bars. So you're the type you had mentioned RWRPF earlier, which I know is like uses a deadlift bar, but then you also mentioned Powerlifting America or Powerlifting. So are you, do you coach athletes in whippy deadlift bars and stiff bars, or are you kind of like what do you compete in? I guess like where's your thought on the deadlift bar versus power bar for all three, kind of as a powerlifting coach who might have a more insight and more nuanced answer than like just your gym bro.
Yeah. So that's a fantastic question. So yeah, I have a mix of lifters. So not to get overly political, there's extremely dumb rules with respect to coaching lifters in both sides. So
Yes.
like for example, like in the WRPF, I have to I have to like coach from the audience. I'm not allowed to be in the
Mm.
back because I lift in Camp PL. So
Yeah, so
and
they'll ban you from competing in your own
the ba-
federation. Yeah. So you're doing it
band.
all? Are you doing it all via text or like who was it? Joey, what's his face? Like was holding up like a whiteboard, I think at nationals or
Yeah,
something like
exactly, exactly.
at the whatever the big overseas Fed meet
The
was
chef,
last year.
the
Yeah,
Sheffield,
yeah,
yeah.
the Sheffield didn't he? Was he had like he had like a dry erase board or something for attempts?
So we have something better. So like auction paddles that have like the
Hmm.
numbers. So
Oh
we
yeah,
have
yeah,
one that's 2.5, 5, and then on the back is
nice.
7.5 and 10. So we just hold them up.
So that is frustrating that powerlifting has to be so fucking political that
Yeah.
you can't just like go and coach your athletes. That it's got to be so stick up your ass about shit like that. That's yeah, I
So
see that a lot here.
I'll say based on this podcast, like I know the IPF brass are watching this. So like if I'm gonna get banned, you have to ban Joey Flex. Okay, so don't come for me. So, but yeah, so I have lifters. So a little bit of a cheat, like when I have somebody come their first day, for like a powerlifting intro, I'll put them on a deadlift bar so that they'll get like that additional easier to handle, like easier to grip, a little bit more like bend in it, and I can get them into PR on the deadlift bar, which is great. But once you
Do
get
the
going,
old bait and switch on the new clients.
yeah, exactly.
You're like,
Once you get going and you know how to deadlift, like I don't want anybody coming from me and saying like there's no difference. There is a difference when you're in like the 700-800 pound range, but like if you're in like the 4 to 5 range, it's just a bar, man. Just pick it up. Yes, I understand there's a slightly more like slack you can pull out, but like you can figure it out. It's not a big deal. So, but we also have squat bar, right? So in WRPF, they'll have squat bar versus CanPL will have a power bar. So we have a couple squat bars too, but there's a couple gyms that are a little bit powerlifting gyms that like only cater to one side, but I just like powerlifting.
And that probably helps with you having a more diverse clientele too, because if you were one or the other, I would assume your clientele would kind of skew. You wouldn't have this large diversity between gender, age, sex, etc. So good stuff. I nerd out and get in the weeds. I powerlifted for almost a decade straight, and I don't know, this year might be the first year in 9 years I don't do a meet, but we'll see. The year's still young.
Got to do it. I'll poke you on this part over and over again.
I do. Part of me is like I want to stubbornly be able to say like when I was a kid I did a decade straight on open powerlifting. And I'm at 8 years right now, so I have until the end of 2026 to get one more in, and then to hit 9, and then it's just it'll all be timing. I really want to focus on strongman this year, but then it's easy enough to run. I can do like I could literally do an 8-week block and like match my numbers. Probably I might not get much stronger, but I could like prep for a meet pretty quickly and. Maybe have some gains, but it's just all a matter of timing. And I don't want to be like come off the Live Hard Live Easy in July. And I think there is a September local strongman or powerlifting meet, but it's like, you guys have anything in like November, October, December for me? Like make it easier because it's like I want to do powerlifting in the winter, but it seems like there's like never anything that like lines up great for that.
Yeah, the winter ones are always like that's where like the championships land. Like so it's like so no I'm strongly saying you should do it. you're like this guy I just met told me I need to do it. But
so then your lifting history, so the gym aside, coaching aside, how'd you find the barbell? How'd you find that competing? What kept you in the sport? Did you do anything lifting related prior to the barbell? Like what's that story?
So growing up, I didn't play. I still don't play any conventional sports, if you will, like hockey. I'll start with hockey as a Canadian, football, anything like that. But I was a swimmer, so like a high school, what we would say like what would be equivalent as like a state swimmer. Like I was like ranked one of the best swimmers in Ontario at the time, and honestly, low key underrated sport for like your like strength. So like that's a sport that you can build strength and have zero injuries. So like later in life when you're like, oh my God, I can't do this because of my knee and all that stuff. Swimming's so low impact that like you're good to go. So I actually credit that to like my longer lifting career. So when I was swimming, we would do like just one day a week in the gym. And then in the summer we would try to do a little bit more than that. But I swam twice a day, and now I won't touch a pool because of that. Like it was like 5 a.m. in Canada, just way too cold to do it.
Trauma you don't want to relive.
Yeah, exactly. I'm done. So, but then I sat in front of a computer for the longest time, like in that office job, and I gained a bunch of weight, and then I was very uncomfortable traveling, and then so I that's when my like fitness with barbell journey started. So, but I lost way too much weight. I did it wrong. I wasn't healthy. I essentially would do the incorrect thing where it's like anything that said it had fat in it, I just wouldn't eat. And you can't do that. Your brain will shut off. Like it's so like I wouldn't have like peanut butter, for example, or like anything like that. So I wasn't even taking good fats in. So I lost tons and tons and tons of weight. And then I started going to the gym and I started putting on like actual weight. And so I meet my wife, this was 10 years ago. She managed a chain of gyms, and that that will get you fit. So I think like when you're trying to show off for a woman, that's managing a chain of gym. So then she put me in touch with my first powerlifting coach. And I was with trainers before, but they didn't get it. Like, I'm like, I want to get big and like lift heavy. And I'm a short guy. So I have that like complex where I can't get any taller. So I want to be bigger. And I think
how short is short? Because I hear some people consider like 5'3" short. Some people are like 5'9" and say they're short. So for the demographics, what is your age and height?
Okay, so yeah, you're right. I probably shouldn't have said that to offend even shorter people that are less vertically.
He's 5'11", everybody.
No. I'm actually what you would consider tall for a power lifter. I am 5'6.5". Okay. So my wife swears that I was 5'7" to 5'8" when I met her, but we say that every year I add 100 pounds, or like, sorry, every time I add 100 more pounds to the deadlift, I get shorter. Sorry, to the squat. So I get shorter. So I'm 5'6.5". My coach is much
shorter. So you've added 50 pounds to your squat since you've met her? Well, I guess 150 if you were 5'8".
I've added 100, about 100 and 100 and change, I guess. So,
well, those doctors are pretty smart then, aren't they?
Right. It's like she knows something. Yeah. So, and then, I have this powerlifting coach that's my trainer at the time, and he's like Canadian national champion as a junior, and he got it. That's what I wanted, and so I kind of would watch powerlifting. I went to go see him at nationals a few times, and I was like, I'm just this little guy that I wasn't doing great, and now I'm that, and I think that's really cool. Like I'm at the national level, and I just made like Team Canada to compete at North America. And yeah, so it's like 10 years later. Powerlifting, as you all know, is a sport in time, right? Like you get better if you just do it for 10 years. So, but obviously younger people are different. Oh, you said on that too. I just turned 40. Well, I didn't just turn. I am 41.
Gotcha. I figured I was trying to do the math. I was like, corporate job, 20 years, been out of it for a little bit. Yeah, he's got to be early 40s. So I feel like that is our bread and butter demographic. Is all our guests are, well, not all, because we've had some outliers, but a lot of 35 to 45-year-olds are come hang out with us on here once a week.
We get each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
What you got for him, Joey? I could talk powerlifting all night, but I know I don't want to bore everybody else. It might not be into that, but I think we covered about 80% of what we need to cover on lifting and gym owning, probably.
No, you can keep going, my friend.
What else? WRP. So, okay. Well, let's just, we are a, big sets and reps guys. What are your best lifts?
Yeah. So when you said best lifts, I was like, well, what are you best at? But
no. Yeah. Like, so body weight total and your body weight and your total, give or take.
Yeah, so I compete at 74 kilos, which is, IPF weird number that we chose. I have competed at 75. And
so times 2.2. So
163.
That's what I was trying to figure it was somewhere in there.
I'll do it all in pounds. So I'm 163 under at like a 2-hour weigh-in. So I walk around at about 165. And my PRs are, I have a 460 squat. I have a 315 bench. And then on the platform, it's 309. So
yeah.
But I have done the 315, so I can say that. So I always said that I never benched 315 in high school, but I did at 40. So
nice.
Yeah. And then oh, sorry. Well, how?
No. No, you're good. I was just saying I was chasing 300 for the longest time, and I still haven't got it yet. But someday maybe.
We can do this. Come on.
Yep.
So yeah. And then so that those would be considered my better lifts. Like then my deadlift is about a 5'8".
So it's pretty strong fella.
Yeah, I just kind of switch back and forth all the time between sumo and conventional based on how I'm feeling. So I feel like if I would have just like stayed at it, maybe I'd be better.
Yeah. So was it you don't consider yourself kind of overly proficient at either, or is it more like my back hurts, but I know I can pull like, are you just kind of fighting between what hurts worse, your back or your groin kind of thing? And like no, like when I've
No,
done when I've
you're
done
right.
blocks of
Yeah.
sumo and conventional, it's
Yeah.
solely on like I can't do any more sumo. My dick feels like it's going to explode.
That my friend Pete would say that that means you're doing it right, but but
I have to stand on a ladder for a living. I can't have like shit hurting that much.
no, yeah. When it changes your life, that's the problem. So
Yeah.
yeah, but uh, it, I was one of those like because I'm a lighter weight lifter that like like most lightweight elite power lifters kind of lift sumo. So then it's always been like oh, can I do more? And then I've had enough success with sumo that it like keeps me like thinking I can do it. But at the end of the day, my PR is actually in conventional. Like my best lifts are in conventional. So I like I'll do like a year, like literally like a year of conventional, and oh sorry, like a year of sumo, and then I'd be like miss my third and be like, now we're gonna do conventional. This is not a good thing. Don't do as I do, do as I say. But yeah, so it's actually not really an injury based thing, just based on I don't know. I think I should be better.
So you had mentioned your wife wanting to get some more equipment at the gym. Is that something that what you said? You mentioned you're looking at the leg extension leg curl machine. What other than is Temple of Gains on the list, or is it going to be more of what you can get to Canada that's not a piece of shit and not be more than $3,000 kind of thing?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's probably that. I'd love the idea of like a road trip down and go buy some stuff because, like, when I wanted to buy some combos, like TSS ones, it was like rent a truck, let's go.
Yeah,
But they, I don't even know how I would approach the Temple of Games. Like, maybe people know and hit the Discord if there's like a thing for
I don't even
Canada.
know if
But
it's necessarily worth it. Like,
yeah, yeah, I don't know if it's
if you have
either.
to pay double
Yeah,
for it, like there's got to be like just get a plate loaded one from Bells of Steel
yeah,
just to get something probably.
exactly. No, sometimes people say that Balls of Steel has like a weird curve, so that's
Yeah.
Check out VO3.
okay. Yeah, so that's a less known commercial brand.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Then that's what we basically we keep our eye open for. It's just like commercial pieces. Like my GHD over here is like a York. So that one a gym just kind of closed down in it didn't kind of it did it closed down in Sarnia, and I tried to buy some of the equipment, but it's always too late.
Mm.
I'm always monitoring that.
Yeah, I was at a VO3 showroom pretty recently, and I got to play with some of their stuff.
So they have like local-ish
Yeah, yeah. I think they're you can go to a place called Spartan Fitness, and they are the distributor of VO3.
Okay.
The one that I go to used to be a Fitness Depot.
Oh, okay. So I'm very
Yeah,
familiar with Fitness Depot. That's where some of my
yeah,
first these plates, all my pound plates are all from Fitness Depot.
yeah.
But
The Northern Lights, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And yeah, so I was at VO3, and that was the first time I ever got to pull on a 2-to-1 ratio pulley system. And it's like she goes, okay, I'm going to do 1-to-1 on this hand, on your left hand. I'm going to do 2-to-1 on the right hand, and I'm going to put the same stack on. And you're just like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
like
crazy.
it's so different. And I'd never experienced that before. Okay. Should we hit him with a game, do you think?
I just want to ask him one more thing, and then we can go
Please,
games.
please.
How hard is it getting any equipment in that 1990 Toyota Corolla?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that a car by choice? Is that a rebuilt car? Like your 90 Corolla was mentioned like 5 times, I think. So I
People love the
imagine it's like a
Corolla,
third of your
man.
personality. I'm just
Yeah.
is it a beater that's just still around, or is it something you've restored, or what?
Yeah, so first of all, it does fit like some equipment. We have a reel with like barbells coming out of it. But but it was actually my dad's. He didn't have it new. Like he got it from like a gentleman down in Windsor, and it had 90,000 kilometers on it when he bought it. And it's in mint condition, like nothing wrong with it. So I was like, I want that when you don't want it anymore. And yeah, he gifted it to me, and so that's actually my daily driver.
Nice.
So yeah, but it's pretty wild to see. Like everyone stops and everybody asks me about it. It's pretty like everybody says that they had one. Everybody that saw me, they're like, "Oh, I had a 90 Corolla." So,
I
but
thought I drive an old Toyota, but I drive a 2008, and I've had it for like 15 years. So that's wild to even consider like a 19 like. I mean, I haven't driven a 1990 since I was in high school. Like my first, like I had like an 87 and an 89. Like I had some late 80s trucks when I was in high school in the early 2000s.
I don't
So
think anything was needed afterwards. Honestly, like when you drive it,
they just
like,
made it worse. Everything just has shit that breaks now, and they
yeah.
only last 10 years. Whereas like everything's automatic, everything's like manual in my car, and I'm gonna keep milking life out of it so we don't have to have a car payment.
Yeah, it definitely, yeah, and it's like baseline. Well, first of all, it's a Toyota Corolla, but second, it's also the baseline version of the Toyota Corolla. So like now you get like a 2026 Toyota Corolla. That thing's gonna have more options than a Mercedes used to have. But this is like manual windows, manual
Oh
locks,
yeah,
like the reach.
I got all that.
Yeah,
I got all that good stuff. All right, well,
there is one story, I think.
Yeah, do it.
And I kind of get the feeling this might be fake, and if it's not, I want to know. Tell us about the time your friend picked you up at the airport with a very special banner.
yeah, yeah. So it was not in the Toyota Corolla, but yeah, my that's my coach too. Like,
oh wow,
yeah. So my friend and I, my friend Pete and I, we were joking that. So I was flying out to nationals. It was in like in the prairies, around Saskatoon or something like that. And it's actually like a pretty far drive from where the venue is, and he was already there, and he's like, "Oh, I'll come pick you up." Again, he's a coach; he should support me. But I thought that was extremely nice. But Pete and I thought it was funnier to make fun of him, like, you better show up with a like chauffeur hat on and stuff like that. Like, I want all the treatment. But then I didn't know that Pete was telling him behind the scenes, you should show up with like, hold the sign up. And so I got there, and this is my first national. No, it was my second nationals. But I'm like, I'm still kind of like the new guy on the block, and I get off the plane, and all these lifters in the plane, and I'm coming down the escalator, and he's holding a sign, and it's for like a male porn site audition. So, and he's so excited to be holding it, and yeah, it's a real story. It really happens. There's a video. And he's like, "Why didn't you post the video?" I was like, "I don't know." Like, I don't know.
Not to get political. Yeah, but it from what we're reading, it's a website that is a very, very straight man. Tanner would never go to as a straight man.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
I'm really sorry, guys, that I should have started that conversation with I'm as straight as they come. But they you know what's actually, I would say, more embarrassing than the airport piece, because people did think it was funny. I don't think anybody was like really offended or anything. But we had to bring that back to the hotel, which I was staying in the room with him, and he had it and he put it behind the bed, and I was just thinking of like. I'm just thinking of like the housekeeping, when they came in, they're like, "What is happening in here?"
That's
like,
funny.
we got to call the cops. We can't have this. But yeah, I didn't bring the sign home. I think I did. So
that's really funny.
You don't want to fly with that.
It's a good
bit. Yeah. He's a jokester though. So like, and again, it kind of rolls into all this. Like, we can still be at the top of our game at the national level and still have a good time.
Of course.
Yeah. So.
What about the time you decided to cross a river?
Oh, it was my wife. Yeah. So we were. She thinks it's literally the funniest video she's ever taken. So like,
oh well, we have to see that. So yeah,
we were crossing this river, and it was like there was like a broken down tree, and I'm like, I got this. I'm walking, I'm balancing, and near the
I'm a power lifter. I got this.
I got this. Yeah, exactly.
I sumo deadlift. This log's got nothing on me.
That was the problem, is the sumo deadlift. But then when I got I started like kind of losing my balance, so I was like, oh, no problem, I'll just jump to the end. But apparently I can't jump that far. So all the squats didn't help, and I literally jumped into the river and just
that's fucking great.
And just
there's video evidence. Like, she recorded the whole thing, and there's proof of that
yeah. Right. More Discord content, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh no, send that right to me. Send that right to me. I'll get that up to Keith.
That'll be funny. We'll enjoy that. One thing before I get, it's kind of a, let's see how to word it. So as someone that's really into Massonomics, have you got any of your clients, your friends, your gym members to kind of like check them out? Like, do they any of them follow Massonomics because of you? Any of them even dabble with the podcast or anything? Or are they just kind of like, what the fuck is Coach talking about? Like, I don't know what he's talking about. Why is he talking about we used to be a proper country? This is Canada. Like, I'm so confused.
Yeah.
They just how
many times you're like
sayings?
You're going for a cue and you're just like, now I'm as straight as they come, but I'm going to show you how this cue works.
We have a lot of reels on that too, actually. But, yeah. No, I can think of like one person that I like definitely I was like, you need to like, this is you, like you'll get it, you know? So, but I think more and more like are starting to like, you know, I kind of want them to like organically like, oh yeah, he said this, he's involved. All these people that wanted to like hear this, you know, so hopefully we can get some more people based on some of that.
Yep. Yeah, I always like it when guests actually. I know there's a fact that like some guests are just like not necessarily they're not embarrassed they came on the podcast. They're just embarrassed about how they maybe felt they performed. So then they'll be like nervously not share it with anyone. And I'm like, well, kind of like why'd you even come on then?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I get it. Like but it's like I know for a fact people like I'm not even gonna share this with my wife, and it's just like, then why did you? It's like if like just it's okay. You're allowed to show people that you can be a human and have fun and giggle.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. So anyone listening, like it's okay to share this.
Yeah, I think I threw away all of that, like those feelings, like when we started making like reels. So
yeah,
and again,
that's
like
you guys have leaned pretty heavy in, and too, it looks like I get a chance to look at. Is that or is that shit just come to you, or are you kind of like like where are you getting all this energy to make content, or is it like a lot of it just like hand your phone to your younger generation, say make content for Jim?
No, like I think I'm involved in most of them, right? But it is like I do have so my social media team is like two of my lifters and me, so it's like all three of us. So shout out to Kira and Theo. So they did the questionnaire as well. So like between the three of us, which we all have the same sense of humor, we'll always like find a reel and be like, we got to remake this. But the cool part about being in powerlifting is that you know, all of the like trends and content that is funny, like that you would find interesting. Nobody's done it in powerlifting yet. So we always try to get to it first.
Gotcha.
So we're like before the powerlifters find it. Yeah. And it works. Like but like I said, it's just to have fun. Like we're just like and literally between sets or like while we're warming up or something like that, just so that they can like you know, so that we can kind of get loosen up, if you will. And like I say it all the time when it comes to powerlifting. Like I've even had like some issues with people that like no longer lift for us, where it's like this isn't about overcoming obstacles. This is supposed to be fun. Don't get me wrong, powerlifting is hard. And it can be very rewarding if you can push past some of that hard stuff. But at the end of the day, like this should be fun. Like, and that's where the reels kind of come in. But yeah, so but then there's like a bunch of like, you know, same kind of content providers that were like, they're doing trends, we're doing trends, and we're just trying to, you know, steal from each other, if you will. So but
how long has the gym been open? Or how long have you been in the coaching and like the whole thing? Like what's like a timeline on that?
So almost 2 years. So it's 2024 it opened.
And so in that 2 years, if you had like without naming names or going into specifics, I'm just curious. Like you've had to have kicked some people out. You've had to have some guys like blow up and have drama in the team and stuff. Like you just yes or no, I guess, or maybe I'm off base. But there's never a shortage of fucking drama in owning a gym and being a powerlifter.
Yeah, and there's so much drama in powerlifting too. So like you know, I'm making this sound light, but like there's drama, man. So yeah.
Well, that's something you just kind of got to persevere through. So, enough of the seriousness. Let's get to some silly goose stuff. So, we have a game we like to play here called FMK. So, going to give Jonathan here a handful of John. I think it's John, not Jonathan.
It's everything. Don't worry.
I called someone some iteration.
Matthew, you called him Matthew for the entire time.
Yeah, no, I called him Matt. And he wanted to be Matthew, I believe. Yes. And I was
you asked him near the end.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, that's a good guy. All right, so FMK, we're going to give you three things, and you have to just rank them between fuck, marry, and kill. So a good one I think was submitted, I'm going to run with, was energy drinks. So I got three flavors of energy drinks that you got at FMK. White Monster, Pink Monster, Cherry Alani. So White Monster, Pink Monster, Cherry Alani, FMK.
Oh, yeah, so I already know who.
Use your druthers.
That's my energy drink hookup, Kira. She literally brings them on Saturdays.
Oh, nice.
So,
That's it.
Thank you, Kira.
That's a good
yeah,
friend because
Yeah.
shit's not
that's a
cheap.
friend. That's a friend. Yeah,
That's a
yeah, yeah. So I think that I, I I'll go with a different answer than I like, and like my initial thought would be. So I probably would kill off the pink one, and she's gonna kill me for that. But yeah, I kill the pink one off. I I kind of go back and forth on this because I think I could like I think I could fuck the white one, the white monster all day.
I
But
love the white monster.
yeah, but I'll marry that one because it's like the consistent one, and I'll go with the cherry Lonnie, which is like it's for the girls, and it's delicious. It's
Is that like a
amazing.
newer like I think I saw something on a clip about it or something. It was only because some girl like supposedly drank too many and died or some shit. I was like, I've never heard of this drink in my life, but I also like don't if I'm looking for an energy drink, I just find the white monster or I don't buy anything. I don't even like I just have blinders on. I don't look at other energy drinks,
Now
period.
you're gonna see it. Maybe
Yeah, probably. Now that's all I'm gonna see.
I would say it's like a Canadian thing, but it's not because like just like a lot of things, the US gets better flavors. So you have to like, and this is Kira and Theo's one of their skills. You have to find the sketchy like
Yep.
convenience stores that will sell the American ones to find certain flavors.
Oh, like
So
illegal, like not like breaking sanctions and
That's
stuff.
yeah, definitely.
I'm definitely not doing that. That is not how I get all of the flavors of ghosts before
Yeah, that's
Jen
right. Because
does.
you get some pretty unique ones. Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Now, have you tried the ones that I've been posting about, the Batch 27?
I haven't. I'm willing.
So they're hard to get. They're by TC Nutrition. They are Canadian.
Okay.
So they're 100% Canadian, which means they only go to 180 milligrams. Whereas if you get like the illegal ghosts and stuff like that, it's like 200 or something like that. But if you can get your hands on the Arctic Frost, it is the best flavored energy drink I've ever had.
Hmm.
And then they did the freezy flavors. They did the white freezy, the purple freezy, and they call them white and purple and blue and red. They don't call them their flavors because it's not what we called them as kids.
No, no.
And they have the snowman, Mr. Freeze on them. Like they're the ghost of Canada, but are somehow like that Arctic Frost is better than any ghost I've ever had.
Okay, so Kiro, you're listening. Find these, please.
Yeah, I get mine from Supplement King. I don't know if you have one in Sarnia. You might have one.
No, we don't. Chatham does. Chatham just got one though. So, and Chatham is like 40 minutes away. So, yeah.
Well,
There's,
I don't know if
there's a
it's worth the
Scotland in there.
drive, but they're
Yeah,
definitely they're the best flavored energy drinks I have ever had.
I was exhausted on my drive home today, and I almost paid like $5.50 for a single energy drink, and I just said nope. And I had a little bit of tea left from the morning. I was like, I'm just gonna power through that tea. I was like, I'm not spending nearly $6 on that fucking white monster that I have like 30 of them at home. I'm like, I'm just not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Canada.
Yeah, yeah. Our energy drinks up here are $4 on tax at least.
Well, no, so I mean, so like a regular gas station would have been $2.79, but it was. I guess I should have led with it. It was on the throughway, and anything on the on the paid throughway is double basically. And I'm like, I'm not like I can't do it. I'm not spending $6 on a goddamn drink. Like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, and on meats, we obviously are like high on energy drinks, and like so I always have to check my hand to see like
how much am I?
Yeah.
Okay, Mount Rushmore, and this is probably a very Canadian specific one. I was given a lot of choices here, and I think this is my favorite one. The Mount Rushmore of things you can add to craft dinner mac and cheese.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I 41-year-old child in front of you here. So I do have two kids, 10 and 3, but I would just eat the macaroni and cheese by myself, so it's not even like a big deal. But
I still get the microwavable bowls. It's like a half serving for somebody my size, but I'm just that's like fine for between breakfast and lunch.
Yeah, but I'll say sidebar first of all, like jokes aside on KD, like from a powerlifting perspective, it's actually pretty good because one, the cheese is just it's just protein powder. And then two, like it kind of rides the line between complex and simple carbs. So like it's fast digestible enough that you can like actually turn it into energy pretty quick. but it's still like a pasta, so it gives you like a little bit of what a light term to pasta on that. So yeah, I'm a big fan. Katie sponsor me, but anyway. So if I had to add things, yeah, no, I think number one on the is just going to be on the Mount Rushmore has got to be ground beef. Like you just do the ground beef, put it with it. It's fantastic. Number two, cottage cheese is pretty good. Somebody told me about that one. So and Masonama,
no, pass.
let's roll with this. No, you don't like it? Yeah. But that one's pretty good. So I'm okay with that one. That will go on there. What else do we usually put in it? Those are the two that I go back and forth to the most. But I would say maybe this is like a cop-out answer because it's kind of ground beef, but the taco seasoning from the day before. So we'll do the taco, I'll make like taco meat and I make like a big one on purpose. And then that's going to turn into either pasta sauce the next day or put it in my mac and cheese. So that's probably even better than ground beef. Yeah. And then like I'll put like a can of tuna in. Yeah. Like what's the worst president? That would be that one. Yeah. I'm not going to say which one. I don't need any Americans.
I know hot dogs was a big one growing up. You know, not too affluent. Crept over on hot dogs. I thought you were going to go ketchup. Yeah, we would have butted heads on that. Ketchup is the worst.
I can't do that. And when they came up with the ketchup flavor, I wouldn't support that one. So yeah,
sriracha.
Hot dogs should be. Good, yeah. I'll put hot dogs over tuna. The tuna is not great, but like from a macro standpoint,
of course,
for protein and low fat.
But
good. All right, there you go. You passed. I hope all of the American listeners are like, what the hell are they talking about?
Right.
All right, I got some affiliates for you guys. So Barbell Rescue, Big Kim's over there is doing all kinds of good stuff, speaking of content creating, I love that he can make a good, looking like he's jerking off a barbell reel and, just it stands the test of time. And so Barbell Rescue brush, though, I think it's one of the highest owned miscellaneous items on Gym Radar, if not the highest owned. So check that out. Home Gym Con, if you want to try all this stuff that we've talked about, at least a good bit of it, in different equipment, go ahead and head to Home Gym Con, help support Jake and that huge endeavor he's been doing. And he's come. I honestly, I think I've said it before. I think there's going to be 100 crew there this year, which is probably going to double what we had last year. So it's it is a Hall of Fame check mark now. Code unpaid. Get your tickets for Home Gym Con and apparel from the Strength Co. Go buy a T-shirt from Grant and help him support those kids he's got. Big Jon, are you familiar with unpaid or underrated? It's a relatively new game we came up with. So similar to overrated or underrated, just vastly improved because we like to play it our way here. So
as previously played on Massonomics.
Yeah. Yes.
Thanks to Nate.
Unpaid bad.
I'm pretty sure yes, exactly. No one's been unpaid. I believe I hit him with unpaid or underrated a couple years ago myself. But yes, Nate continued the trend. So anyone listening, he's going to get 6 to 9 hand-picked things just for him. He's got to just use his druthers and decide which one's unpaid and which one's underrated. And contrary to how Tanner and Tommy play, I don't necessarily need them to consider how it, is viewed as already viewed as rated, unrated, if it's underrated or, however they play it their weird way. It's just me. It's just hot or cold, yes or no. Simple. That's how we like to play it here. That's my interpretation of the game, and that's how we're going to play. So unpaid or underrated, people watching at Tim Hortons. And any funny story that correlates.
Yeah. So that's underrated. Like it's where it's at. So my coach and I were chilling and just watching a bunch of stories that Tim Hortons unfold. And there was like, that meme with that guy that has the tattoo that says no regrets and it's spelled wrong?
Yeah.
I swear that guy was at that Tim Hortons. Yeah. And we saw a lot of things, and we saw like there was like a school across the street, and they like got out, and they were like definitely like they're befriending like an old guy so that they could get cigarettes, and he would come and sit at the table, and it was like felt really, really wrong. But yeah, the no regrets guy though, he was something else. He was smoking a giant cigar at Tim Hortons just outside. I know you're a cigar guy, Joey, but like have you ever just smoked a Tim Hortons like
No.
shirt open and like pants down his ass and shit? So yeah, yeah. So definitely,
you got to really send off the vibes when you're standing outside of a Tim Hortons across from a high school.
Exactly. Just
I need this cigar so they know I'm legit.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Random Canadian question, since I'm outnumbered here. So obviously you have Tim Hortons and we have Tim Hortons.
Yep.
Do you have Dunkin' Donuts at all?
Yes.
Like
Well, we did.
I
think
I
we
don't know
did.
if it exists anymore.
Okay, so potentially not.
We had one here for a while, but I think they changed over to something else.
Gotcha.
I think they tried to
it's
come
almost
up
like
here.
50-50 here, give or take. Maybe Dunkin's like 60-40, but that's like New York specific, which I'm like,
yeah, it's because you're close to the border.
Yeah.
So every time I've traveled,
I moved here.
Every time I've traveled across the border, we have found a Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
But the further south or west you go, you start to lose them.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, when I worked in Detroit, what I didn't say was that there was lots of us. Like they were farming Canadians to work over there. Like actuaries were like that. That's how like the TN visa works. Like it has to be something that there is a low supply of in the United States in order to do it. So there was a lot of us, and they got the first Tim Hortons right next door to our place, like in Michigan. And so I thought that was like, we did this.
Yeah, I remember going to Buffalo and going to a Tim Hortons, and it's nothing like the Canadian Tim Hortons, like at all.
Wait, is yours like a real sit down restaurant kind of thing? Because ours are just like shitty fast food.
No, it is. It's even worse fast food than yours. Yours are actually a little higher end and better than ours.
Interesting.
But I do remember walking in and ordering and looking at the girl being like, "Oh, we're from Canada," and she's like, "I don't care."
I mean, ours don't have no regrets guys outside peddling, drugs. So I guess maybe ours are a little bit better.
Yeah,
we need a little bit more of that.
All right. Unpaid
was that? Oh, he said underrated, right?
Yeah.
We did give an answer. Okay.
Yeah, right off the bat, he led with the answer and then used his druthers, which is nicer because when people do their druthers and then they forget to answer, it's like, wait, you never answered.
Or if they like counter it.
Yeah. I'm a big proponent of contradicting myself and kind of answering twice.
That's a big Tommy thing too. Yeah, going through the backlog, he would do that. He'd be like, "Oh, it's underrated," and then he would spend 10 minutes talking about how it's overrated.
With all these stipulations, unpaid or underrated Crocs.
Oh, that definitely underrated. Like honestly, I think that's like a powerlifting specific thing. Like a lot of powerlifters wear Crocs. Some days our whole take your shoes off at the door is just Crocs. But personally for myself, I think there's like an element too with when powerlifters have been doing for a long time. Like you guys will obviously have that same kind of problem. Like your feet kind of like spread out a little bit, eh? I don't know if that's an age thing, but mostly you learn to plant your feet across more, and they fit in Crocs better that way. I don't know. So for me, I do my recovery steps in Crocs, very comfortable. I'm wearing them in the winter. I'm that guy. So, but just newly that guy, in the last 2 years. So.
That's actually how I ended up in barefoot shoes.
So the same idea, that, wider toe, feeling flat to the ground. Yeah. It's too crushed otherwise. Yeah.
When I was first starting to compete, I used to lift barefoot because I had a home gym. And then I found out you had to wear shoes to compete. And I was like, but these suck. They hurt. I can't lift in them. And that's where barefoot started. Whereas no, I need the spread.
Yep.
Unpaid or underrated, Citrus the cat. The fast cat, I hear. I also hear it's a fast, fat cat. So there's a
bit of fast and fat going on there.
Yeah, so
is this a fast or fat cat?
We should. I mean, it was just my way of shoehorning your cat into the topic of conversation.
Okay. So. Yeah. Obviously, it's my cat, and I love my cat, but I'm gonna go with unpaid.
Cats can be such assholes.
And the reason why is okay, this is what we this is our a recent feeling that we have. It was funny until it was no longer funny. So he is extremely overweight, and I have another large cat named Callie, and he is a Maine Coon, and so he's a large cat breed.
I love Maine Coons,
and just beautiful, really nice.
Absolutely, yep.
Yeah. And so he's 17 pounds, and you're like, okay, that's a big cat, decent. We've seen bigger cats. And the other one is 31 pounds.
Oh
Jesus
my
fucking Christ.
gosh.
Yeah, yeah. Like that's insane. Like he weighs more than my toddler, and he's long too, so he's not like he's a big cat to begin with.
He's not bulbous. He's just
yeah,
big.
Yeah, you gotta. That's
Yeah,
massive.
hit the treadmill, Citrus.
I
Like
know.
our cat gets yelled at when they go to the vet, and they're like under 15 pounds. So
That's nothing. Yeah.
that's like diet. Your cat's diabetic.
Yeah, and that's why it's no longer funny. Like we're like
Yeah.
we didn't make him that way, obviously, but like we like with two cats, it's hard to like monitor their like eating, so he'll eat both of them.
I've seen have you seen the ads though that you gotta, I mean, it sucks you also wear collars, but you can get the Bluetooth food dispenser that literally registers the collar per cat. So
Mm.
I mean it'd be a huge upfront investment, and you gotta piss the cats off by wearing collars, but dude, your cat's gonna fucking die. Like that's so
Yeah,
that's so fat.
that's
I
so bad.
we recently, my wife, we just spent a shit ton of money to buy lower calorie fucking wet food because my wife gets yelled at every time she goes to the vet, and our cats aren't even that fat. Plus,
I
they're
weighed
bigger than
my
what they should be.
4-year-old on Tuesday, and she's 36 pounds.
So you got my cat. Yeah.
Poor
When we
citrus.
That poor cat.
when like 24 hours out from one of my meets, like 2 hour weigh-ins in Campiel, I did like take like a video of like the scale first, and I said like, we're cooked, right? Like because I was like over 200 pounds. and and then I
That's
like
actually
the
funny.
next day I posted like it panning up, and like you can just imagine what a 31-pound cat like
That's a
on
big
me looks
cat.
like. Yeah,
I'm assuming it's an
no,
orange cat based on the name.
yep, yeah, he's an
Yep.
orange cat, and
I would have
yeah.
said that based on the weight.
yeah, they're big cats. Yeah,
Poor
yeah.
guy.
So
Well, we'll have to do a check-in next year to see how
is
his
your
health's doing.
cat still? So we're actively working on it.
Do you have the tread?
Of
Like
course.
my wife's like we were like looking at reviews for like the cat treadmill, but I'm like that's a big piece, and I feel like our skinny hyper one would use it and not the fat lazy one. So it's like, why am I gonna? I don't want to spend $300 on a goddamn cat wheel.
Do you remember when I had Steve, Big Steve from Ontario Crew on, and he has the wheel for his cats? And the
Those
one
are some
cat,
fit cats if you use those wheels.
well, he's got like special kind of cats. Like they're dumb hunter. I know the name, but like he's got specialty cats. But yeah, they have these wheels and they jump in and they spin. But then as we were driving home from the Lift Hard Live Easy, one of them jumped in and then threw up while it was spinning. So it just shot throw up all over the house. But I mean, hey, that's a thing that's not $300.
Yeah, yeah. We're just trying to do like a little bit of activity, like with some toys, and then there's a limiting of the food.
Yeah.
So like now it's getting less, and the other one seems to be okay. Like that was what our biggest concern was, that like the one would just starve to death.
Yeah, my wife was Googling, or I don't know, she was looking up resources of like how much food a cat needs each day, and she was like, wait, like, and then she was like comparing that to the macro, like the literal macros of our dry food, and we're like, we have to buy different food. Like this is gonna, like, we can't hit that like daily number. It's gonna be like less than a palm full of food.
You're
and
right.
We're used to like 3 of those and chewies or churros and fucking wet food. It's like, yeah, I don't know. That's it. But it's hard though, because then it's also like, how much of your life can you dedicate to fucking feeding a cat and like washing a cat?
There's your idea. There, you've got it. There's your $1 million idea, Keith. Macro factor for cats. Code unpaid. Get your first few weeks.
The numbers are easy. It's the you think a fat person's stubborn and will cheat on their food. A goddamn cat, I get done feeding my cats and they look at me like I haven't fucking fed them in 6 months.
Yeah. We're afraid that he's going to start eating the human food when we limit it so much. Like just start eating like Nathan's food, my kid. But yeah, well, sorry, it's a big.
But I guess one last thing though, did someone have a typo when they said fast, or is
that's fast? What I think. I thought that was a typo.
There is a fat cat.
It's got to be a typo. That cat's not fast.
and the Maine Coon's not fast either.
That one, he was fast. He's like an older cat, but like I saw, like we used to like let them outside, and then that turned into a whole thing, and we don't do that anymore. Like not like not like roaming, like just in the backyard with us. And I saw him chase a squirrel up a tree, and like, yeah, that cat was fast. Callie's
Yeah,
fast.
Maine Coons are.
They should be killers. Like he's like a wild animal, but
Oh, I had an indoor outdoor cat, and he brutalized the fucking animal population in the neighborhood. So he killed a lot of things. So just indoor cats from now on.
Yeah.
What you got, Joey?
I'm actually trying to find what type of cat Keith has. Savannah. He's got Savannah cats.
Savannah. Yeah, they're big runners. Yes.
Yeah, he's got 3 of them. Yeah, they are gorgeous jerks. I love his cats, but one of them's a bit of a suck and then not a suck. Like it's like that cat is both at the same time. Like I'll walk in and the cat will be like, hi, and like walk up and nudge me, and then I'll go to pet it and it'll be like, get out of here, and bolt. Okay, unpaid or underrated, I gotta hear it. Booty shorts.
That's gotta be from my coach Chris. He's a booty short guy, man. He's like my 315 video of me benching, he's like handing off, and people are like, I don't even see the bench. I only see his shorts. But my shorts are pretty short, but like not booty. I wouldn't say booty shorts. So but yeah, you know what? I'm gonna just go with underrated. You live your life. Like wear what you want to live. Wear what you want to wear.
Skies out, thighs out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, mine are pretty short. My wife thinks they're short, but it's like lifting them, I'm not like walking down the street.
So that's the problem, is sometimes I do.
Yeah.
So I've got the silkies. Those are only for lifting. You don't wear those in public, obviously.
Yeah.
But then I've got like the Massonomics jorts.
Yeah.
And like every once in a while she's like, you can't wear those. We're going out with the kids. The new Massonomic shorts are almost perfect length.
Yeah, I would say like the minute it came out of my mouth, and then you said that you're right where you're saying, oh, but sometimes I do. I'm like, you know what? Actually, me too. Like I'm wearing them out too.
This one came up a lot, and I'm not sure what it means.
Oh, God.
Unpaid or underrated, being chalant. I know what the phrase means, but what does it mean to you? Like, why is it in here?
Nonchalant?
Yeah.
Term,
so
right?
yeah. It's the opposite of nonchalant. So, and like that's a big thing, and like a lot of people in powerlifting think it's really cool to be nonchalant. Like you're very quiet.
I have to be aloof. I have to be.
Yeah, exactly. And so we say that we're chalant, like we're like, like we're screaming and we're yelling.
Gotcha.
And then we're backslapping and everything. So like, just allowing your vibes to come out, if you will. So like that's underrated for sure. Like, just be.
Yeah. I think that I don't think you were at my first Apex meet. You might have been, and we just never crossed paths. But like, I distinctly remember it was my first sanctioned powerlifting meet, and I'm dancing.
Yeah. So like, just
right? Like I'm having fun. That's my warm up.
Yeah.
Right. Like I could lift cold for most of my lifts. So I'm dancing in the back room. I'm just having fun, moving stuff around, like just moving myself. And like you're getting looks from people, and they're like influencing over there. They've got like their full up, like I said before, camera crew and shit like that. And I'm like, go away. Like, you're gonna go out here and deadlift 200 pounds, and you've got a full camera crew. Relax. Relax.
Yeah.
This one I do like. I do have 2 more, if that's okay, Keith.
You're good, brother.
Positive posts.
I'm off tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I've got to be up for 4:30. Unpaid or underrated, positive posts that negative people post and then boast about it.
I like that one.
I kind of might know who you're talking about here. That's the thing about Canadian powerlifting. I might know who you're talking about, but I want to hear if that's unpaid or underrated to you.
Yeah, no, that unpaid, like just in general, like it comes across as like dramatic, I guess. Maybe that's the term. Yeah, I know a lot of them. I know some of the ones that you're thinking about too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that, like I like to. I don't get me wrong. Like, there's nothing wrong with motivation, but like I don't like using motivation our platform to like you know look at all these things that we've overcome and use that as motivational. Like it's like we're all going through things. I think we can all just assume that everybody's got a lot going on, and
Yeah.
life is hard and stuff like that. So I like to just like kind of focus more on like what's motivating is just lifting and having fun. It's like an ad read here, but so like I actually do have a problem with that. Like I don't like when it's like everything has to come from this like you know you start all of this negative, like you start with all of this and you think it's being very positive just because you've overcome it all. And don't get me wrong, overcoming things is great.
It definitely is not worth 3-4 posts a week.
Yeah, exactly.
I do it like twice. I'm like twice a year. I'll do something like that, like 2 or 3 things that I've overcome that I'm proud of.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah,
it's like here's my lifting in your face every single day, and then it's like, oh, serious goose time twice a year.
Yeah,
but I don't think that's what we're talking about. I don't want to put anything in John's mouth, but I do think that there's
his buddy did when his fucking
sign.
sign.
There's an element of it, and I think I've talked about it before. It's this war with the bar element. It's this the gym is my therapy element. It's those things where it's like you can just lift and shut up. Like you don't have to go in there and constantly talk about how like lifting is life-saving and blah 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 blah. Like it doesn't have to be that serious. And I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna name names, but there are certain people where it's like they have all these positive posts, and I was like, well, the last meet I was at, I watched you argue with the judges to try and get your lifter more points. Like I watched you do that. You pulled them aside and you tried to get another lifter in trouble, and like you're arguing with the judges. You're not the positive guy here. The judges called that lift. It was a good lift. You pulled them aside and tried to use whoever you think you are as a status to try and get that overturned. That's not a positive thing to do at a meet. I'm sorry. Like
I will argue that is literally the coach's job in certain that is the gamesmanship of you when it's allowed. Like the bigger meets, you're literally allowed to, when it's a 2-to-1 lift. If someone what's the terminology of they can basically ask for it to be reviewed again, but someone has to go to them. And I think it's even there's like, what is it, the chef, like you have to throw $100 down or something, and if you lose your money. Isn't that a thing, John?
Yeah, not anymore though. Actually,
okay.
Now it's automatic. The jury can like the one direction. Sorry, I let me correct that. So
yeah, please. If I'm wrong, I
do it against people. And now, and you used to be able to be like, so like Keith, if you get like 1 red, I can be like, no, man. As a coach, I can go and be like, that was a bad lift, and you can't do that anymore. You can only like for your own. And I think like originally, Keith, what you were saying about like the things that you were overcoming and stuff like that comes across as genuine, which what you're talking about. Where
when you're sharing personal stories, it's one thing. Yeah,
but if it's like all the time, like if that's part of your like identity, then it's like it's almost like the like it's less serious at that point. It's like not genuine.
No, I agree. I have someone in my life like that, and everything on Facebook, it's like, oh, I did something harder and I'm more important than you on every fucking thing you post. And I'm like, I overcame this and it makes me stronger than you. And I'm like, oh my God, you're the most annoying person in the world.
You lift heavy circles, relax. Like, okay, last one. And I'm sure we're going to get shit for that in the Discord for everything we just said for the past 3 minutes. Last one, unpaid or underrated beard oil. For the people who aren't watching, which is everybody, John also has a large beard.
Yeah. So, and no tips will be given about how nice our beards are. So,
no tips.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the straightest guy. Yeah. Man, I go through these phases of like I'll use it and then I won't use it for like a while. So I don't. And I know you can't ride the line. I don't know if that's the same rule you guys have.
Yes, you do have to come up with an answer.
It is one or the other, definitively.
Yeah. I honestly, like like from like the itching standpoint and stuff like that, like the softening of the beard, like oh, we'll say underrated. No, but like dousing it and all that, if you put too much, like it actually worsens your beard.
Yeah.
Like it's like it will stay less clean, less it'll stay too many
It's
negatives.
dirty.
It'll get dirty
quicker.
faster. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Just go the opposite direction.
Yeah.
The what I've noticed recently is I'll put it in the morning, and by like 12, I'm just pulling knots.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
it will
knot
faster. Yeah.
But then if I don't have it in, it's almost worse.
Hmm.
Right. But that just might be the conditions of my job where I'm walking 10,000 steps a day.
Yeah. So you have to
on a forklift. I'm getting sawdust in my beard and shit like that. So.
Yeah, we hit like 70 degrees the other day for the first time, so I took like 2 inches off my beard, and I went down to like I just have like a very manageable, not it doesn't make me sweat more now beard.
Yeah. Beards don't make you sweat.
Okay.
Don't make us come after you.
Yeah, I was like, no, they're actually a better cooling system. It's science.
I don't know, but I'm gonna get hotter.
Or I know. I
also,
actually
my beard also mine just fucking curls up on itself, and I could have mine. I don't know.
I'll just agree that the beard does make you hotter, and that's coming from
as straight as they come. Right? From a very straight perspective.
Yeah, just want to make sure.
Hot as the Odie in here.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Okay. It was so hot the other day that I was considering not wearing sleeves to work, but I'm very concerned about what people will think of me. And I don't know why. Because
double check that you're even alled to do that.
I am allowed, right? Because it's just a warehouse, right?
It's got to be. They might not let like tank tops, but like a muscle shirt.
Nope.
I can't imagine. Oh, they. Really
I could technically work shirtless, because really all I need are safety-toed boots, unless I'm using power tools. So I did ask and I checked, but at the same time, nobody else does. Like some of these guys wear hoodies, and I'm like, but again, I'm the one running around the warehouse while these guys work kind of static, stationary jobs. So I was like, I'm hot as fuck. How are you surviving right now? So I think there's going to be time soon where the guns come out at work.
Yeah, I got a couple like lifters that like it'll be like hot as can be in here, and they have hoodies on still, and I'm like, I don't know how you're doing it.
Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah, is that for the vibes?
No, I think some people are just like used to having more clothes on. Maybe I guess.
Yeah. Wild. Okay, you passed unpaid and underrated. Great work. Right. We will air this episode. Now it's your turn. Do you have anything for us? I think you told me you did. So
yeah. So I was, it's funny. Like we'll start with you, Joey, because it just segues right in because of the beard. But okay. So do you have like a stone like goals that you're like that's your big goals right now, right? Is like you like lifting stones, like instead of like a lift or anything. Yeah. So like, is there like one that's like out of your reach? You don't think you're going to be able to do in like the next 3 years? Like what's like a weight like that you need to be able to lift? Because that's part one of the question. There's a part two.
Okay. I would love to hit near the Denny Stone reality.
That's what I figured there was going to be something along. Yeah.
Now right. There's also, knock on wood, there is a Stones of Strength happening in Port Hope, Ontario in June. I'm trying to get on the wait list. Okay. Now I've looked at the men's weight class. I can't do any of the men's weight class, but there's a novice weight class that they're only allowing 5 people in, and it's full. So I might get on the wait list and keep training for that.
Yeah, so, you know how wait lists work, right? Like you need to already be on it. Like you can't like wait to get on the wait list.
So the thing is, the guy has to follow me back on Instagram so I can message him.
Gotcha. Well, comment on
wait list isn't going so well.
Hey, please, hey, check your DMs.
Yeah.
So Rebecca, who runs the Stones of Strength, she's handling the women's. So I messaged her, and she was like, "Okay, follow this guy, send him a DM, and get on the wait list." So when I say I'm waiting to get on the wait list,
that understands.
I need the guy.
Sometimes you.
Yep.
When you talk about a certain sport that you're not 100% like as far as like,
nope,
I'm like, does he not know what that means? So
nope, just need the guy to get back to me.
And what you said actually holds water.
Yeah. So that's essentially it. I would love to press a 200-pound stone, but after getting, 245 up to my chest, I think I could easily press a 200-pound stone. I don't think that's actually out of my range. but I've never done it.
So would you shave your beard for it?
No.
What about like just like even more than that? Like if you're like if it was like an easy trade, you're like, I shave my beard, I get this.
No.
I that's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear the commitment
Nope.
to the beard.
Nope.
Yeah, you can say the same thing with me. Like it's like, okay, well, what if you like, you know, would you for like 20 more keys on like a squat or something? I don't know if it'd be worth it. I think my wife would kill me.
Well, and also it's heavy circles. Like what? I don't.
Yeah.
No,
because like this has existed for 10 years. It's never like been less. Yeah. Okay.
My beard is 12 years old. It has been trimmed enough to like keep it sane. But no, I wouldn't make a completely image altering change.
Yeah, it'd be crazy, right? Like imagine when you
Oh, buddy, I would look like a child. Like it would be ridiculous. I posted a picture of me from 13 years ago, right before I started my beard, and all the DMs were like, "Who the hell is that?" And I'm like, "Don't worry who that guy is. He's gone."
Yeah. I have like a really crazy, like from, that weight loss journey. Like I have like a before and after, and both of them don't have a beard. And it's like, that's the part that people stick onto. Nobody's like, oh, you're big or you're small. They're like, well, your face.
Yeah. The hell is that? Is that a chin?
What is that?
Yeah. Are you smiling?
Your client's progress? Because we don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. And then, Keith, I saw like really recently in the Discord, like, you said about the dates, but like all the talk about figs. And do you know how figs are made? Like, have somebody like told you yet, or like you've seen a video?
Well, someone posted like the fruit itself, where it looks like it's artificial inside. It would look like it looked
doesn't it?
It looked like a rot. Like when you get the orange, that like it ends up being all the little like pills almost. Like it's like a shitty orange, and instead of it being like a nice like fruitful orange, it's just like, I'm not gonna eat this. It's just like a million little like capsules of shitty unripe orange. Like that's what it kind of looked like to me. And I don't know if I'm there's a lot of shit that I don't pay attention to in life, and it's just like random foods I've never had or never knew that I had, and I get roasted all the time. But no, when someone posted a video of it cut in half, I was like, that looks artificial. I don't understand what that is.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you used all the like filled with millions of random capsules. Those are all dead insects. So like I didn't know this either, but it like came on social media at one point, and my wife ruined my life by sending it to me. It's like it's a very like they're like, it has to do with bugs fucking and then dying inside there. So like that's literally a fig. So like, and Discord, feel free to challenge me on that one, but you can look that up. That's really like
the
figs of life.
Yeah, well, it's hard for me because like growing up, my grandpa had a fig tree. So like when I and he didn't speak English, so that like I would go downstairs and he would just bring down a fig for me, and I ate it, and I was like, it was the greatest thing in the world. And then I was like, you're feeding me bugs that fucking died. But yeah.
Oh.
I will. I do need to be better, because I think it would just be good content too. It's just like, I'm gonna go. Well, I probably won't, but like I'll buy a date. I'll buy a fig. We'll see. I don't know.
These are the influencer things you could be doing, Keith.
Yeah, that's. The only influencing I like to do is my podcast, because I feel like I'm torn too, because like I don't put hardly any energy into my Instagram for my gym anymore, and I feel like that's just been stagnant. But it's like I can't find energy to like do gym content and then like still stay up on my own personal one, and then make sure I'm always doing shit on you and you. It's just like, it'd be so nice to have one Instagram. Like
it's busy life.
Trying to keep up on 3 is brutal.
Hey, I sometimes help on unpaid non.
Well, I didn't say you didn't. I'm just saying like still like even if I only contributed half of my time on there, it's still like, and a lot of it is just the managing the DMs. I'm like, where did this fucking person DM me? Was it on like I will literally like?
Well, it doesn't help that you go in Discord and you're like, send me a personal DM.
Well,
like,
I
just send it to you and you.
No, because then like you or Nate look at it and then it disappears, because then I don't know it's there. So I try to do any scheduling through my personal now, because when it goes to the you and you one, like I might not look at the DMs there for several days, and then there's like a bunch, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I often don't look at those. I did when Megan,
even if you
when Megan finally posted that it was Chris. I shared it and hoped that you wouldn't see the notification and that it would come across your stories naturally. I was like, this will get them. Yes.
Yeah, she was so happy about that. Like, I think her response was like, "Oh, Joey and I were just talking about this."
Yeah. He's not going to see this notification. I hope he sees this naturally.
But yeah, no, that is a timely fig story for sure.
There we go.
Love it.
All right. I don't. That sounds awful.
No, it's horrible. Yeah, no.
So wait,
to the point now that you don't eat figs, or you just
I've never eaten figs.
No. Well, Jonathan, it sounds like you were a fig lover.
I have not since. I'm wondering if I would. I think it's time. It's been enough time. I probably have to look up the video again and then see.
Did you thoroughly fact check it that on something that wasn't just a viral Instagram video? Did you like actually go to Wikipedia or anything and like, or a trusted source? Because someone's going to say Wikipedia is stupid. Like, did you do anything other than like the Instagram reel to confirm this story?
Yeah, we did at the time, but you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is just great content, and then people are going to look it up and figure out it's wrong.
Yeah, they're going to hit it wrong again, John.
Yeah. Just remember that has zero standing in my ability to coach powerlifting.
Yeah. It just reminds me of the was it the John Grisham book that the 13th Warrior is made of called Eaters of the Dead. That's what you were doing.
So wait, fig Newtons are just bug mash rolled in dough?
They might not even be real figs at that point.
I was gonna say, is fig Newton just like, is that just like fucking gelatin flavored like a fig that like gets, but it does have the little fucking like seeds and shit in it.
Does,
like,
which are bug skulls. Those are bug skulls.
Oh yeah.
I bug skull. I died though about the pre or post Newton. Like if it
was some good. I haven't had I literally don't think I've eaten a fig Newton in over 20 years because
when they're good, they're good. When they're
I don't think I bought one as an adult. I just think my mom liked them and I just would eat them because it was like a sweet thing in the house.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, let's hit it.
So they rely on this specified symbiotic relationship, with tiny fig wasp for pollination. The wasp enters through a small hole, pollinates the flowers, and then lays eggs, a process crucial for the fig's development and maturation. So it's the I knew that there was like the bugs are fucking and then making eggs and then they turn into other ones. And that's what you're eating. Enjoy your figs, everyone.
You psychos.
That's funny. I love where our podcast takes us.
Oh my God, there's actually like an image that says, it says, I am dead inside, and it's a fig. Anyway.
That's really funny.
That's probably good enough fig talk.
Yeah, we can bring it in for a landing. Big Jonathan.
John, did you have anything else for us? Or was it just those two? Awesome.
Right. Was there anything that we didn't cover that you wanted to hit on before we start closing out?
No, I think, I guess. Thanks, guys. Like, enjoyed the conversation. It's been fun.
My only question for you, I think I didn't really cover on, is what are you going to do to start knocking off those Hall of Fame check marks? The Columbus isn't that far. I'm talking more like
Columbus is far for him.
Okay. Oh, he's farther
because he's 2.5, 3 hours away from me, and I'm 6 hours from Columbus.
So then basically, you have to get on realistically, you have to get on an airplane to come to Home Gym Con or Lift Hard Live Easy or anything like that. Is any of those actually on your radar, or are you just gonna be a lurker up there?
It's funny. I thought about it the one time. I was like, if I ever had to retire from like the national team and stuff like that, it's like that'd be sick to lift there, because
you probably couldn't. You actually couldn't. I mean, it's not sanctioned now, so might not be.
That's actually the problem. That's what Article 14 says. It's things that are non-sanctioned.
Article 14 is always the problem.
Before it might have been worse though, because it's it's a non-tested Fed.
Yeah. But I could see that being kind of like a really cool bucket list thing.
Could you do strongman at the Lift Hard Live Easy?
I think you could. I think because I think they changed the rule to say sanctioned. Unsanctioned by WADA powerlifting.
Yeah. So you could probably pull off strongman and still get away with it.
We're trying to
can I strongman? That's the question.
That's true. I've said it before. Every strongman can powerlift, but not every powerlifter can strongman.
But yep, go ahead.
Oh, hey, Kate. No, please.
I always like to warn people of someday I'll make it here. Someday I'll do that. And I'm like, man, nothing's guaranteed. Massonomics might dry up in a couple years, or not even that. Like the podcast should theoretically be around for a long time. They just hit 10 years. Like theoretically, it could hit 20, but putting on this big ass weekend and Tanner opened up in his house. Like, we're extremely lucky that we're going on 4 years. There was extremely high chances of this not happening ever, it's like it nothing's guaranteed. So I hate when I don't want people to be butthurt in 2 years if this doesn't happen again, kind of thing, and be like, oh, I missed it. But that's all. I just like, that's my way to help motivate people. It's not like fear mongering, but like, all good things do come to an end. So don't miss your opportunity to come hang out with 100 homies.
Yeah, don't be on the wrong side of history. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, be a really horse's ass to do
horse's ass. Definitely really.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably a chance we'll meet up soon.
Yeah.
Like, you're 2 hours from me, but also like I tend to be at meets that you're at. I'm sure we'll get a picture or even do one of your famous reels. I can just walk on like a weirdo.
Yeah.
Just like try equipment in the background without saying anything. Like who would do that? That would be
fuck you. I picked up what you were putting down.
I also think that the backlogs are really doable for me because
oh my God.
Like, I know that seems insane. I know that
I'm doing it now. Yeah. And I was like, I'm only 20 episodes away from being caught up. I'm going to get there. And then I went, hold on. Yeah. I went and looked at my first order. And then when I started listening, and I was like, fuck, I'm like 50 episodes off. I'm like 2 months out from hitting the backlog. Yeah, it's harder than you think.
Yeah, I put it on. Like, that's my, like, all of cleaning the gym. I put it on. Go pick up my son, put it on. So it's like, maybe that's possible. But now I got 2. Like, that's the other problem too. Cause like now I'm like circulating you guys too. So,
I've said it before and I'll say it again. The best thing you can do is do the Massonomics backlog until we start. Then you alternate between the two. So you do.
Wild that it was 3 years. You have to just check the math on that because they didn't really talk about us for the longest time, I don't think. And I think did we predate supporting your supporting members? I think we did.
No. I remember because it was my birthday.
It's a relatively new segment though. Like, doesn't that mean it's new?
It was my birthday, and I think I had messaged Tanner and been like, or Morgan did, or somebody messaged Tanner. I got a happy birthday from Tanner. And then the following week, they started supporting members and wished somebody else a happy birthday. I distinctly remember that because I was like, damn it, missed it by a week. And I think that was 2018. No, not 2018. Fuck me, 2023. It
definitely wasn't 2018. Okay.
I was going to say 18. We were dead. I'm never going to make it.
I just couldn't remember because I know supporting your supporting members, like, it in the grand scheme of things, it is a relatively new segment, but it is also for sure 3 years old. But so are we. So I was like, it's somewhere really close.
I do think Tanner talked about us getting ready to start, and he was saying that the crew cast is coming, is what we were first originally called, was the crew cast.
Yeah.
And then he started the thread in the Discord. So I do think we got mentioned, but I don't think we were a weekly mention like we are now at the time. But that's the smart thing to do, is line up the dates. So do the Massonomics backlog, find the date that we start, and then alternate between the two, because everything makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Right.
I can see that making sense. Yeah.
Their episode,
and then it's more entertaining when you understand what's going on.
Because we do a lot of stuff where we talk about their episode, and then like, you can listen to the same week of like their recap of the Arnold and our recap of the Arnold, their Lift Hard Live Easy experience, our Lift Hard Live Easy roundtable. Like, I don't know. I think actually that's a really good idea to for anyone that is in the backlog journey.
And then put this out there, not maybe for you, John. I know you're very busy, but somebody that's doing that right now. Try and find all the things that we say on here, and then they do on the following podcast or 2 weeks later.
Oh, the other way.
Yeah. Like, it'll be one of those things that we say on here, like Crew Falls, where I was like, oh, some people are calling it Crew Falls, or I said like, or is it Crew Falls? And then the next week, Tanner was like, I think people are calling Sioux Falls Crew Falls. And I'm like, oh, we did that. Like, I remember that.
Yeah.
That would be a really fun journey to take too. Or as they say, influencing the influencers.
Oh yeah. Big Jonathan, where are they going to find you at? Hit them with all those socials you want your new Massonomics friends to come find you at.
Yeah, follow the gym, Sarnia Powerlifting. Like, it's not just like, oh, if you want to come to a powerlifting gym, like, it's entertaining. And then, and I think that's probably our best bet.
Sounds good. Big Joey, where you
at? Joey _Malesko, MLECZKO on the Instagrams, and that's about it.
All right. We have the Instagram Unpaid and Underrated Podcast. We got the website unpaidinternpodcast.com. Go chalk to the Discord, the UNU channel on the Massonomics Discord. You know, Hogan's been going through his Massonomics. Nope, sorry, he's been going through the UNU backlog, so he can. He has a rule that he will not make a crew card if he hasn't listened to their episode. So he actually has to he's burning the midnight oils to get ready for the next batch to catch up. And then, what'd you have there, Joey?
Don't forget to find me on Gym Radar at the Dilf Dungeon.
There you go.
Here in Ontario.
Good. I am Keith Honeycutt 73 on Instagram. More importantly, go follow my Orange Gym, the No Wine Cellar. Until then, we'll see you next Tuesday.